Radiant team ban.
Dire team pick.
I just don't see what, like, gain to the human race keeping a language does if there's another language that fills the role perfectly at the same time.
To me, language is culture, so every language is valuable in its own way. I don't know how to describe the marshes of Scotland without actually knowing Scots, because it's just the same word is just marsh, and Scots had 47 language for it, 47 words for it. The Inuit has 67 words for snow, because they have different kinds of snow. We no longer know how to categorize snow.
You don't need to.
Well, I fucking love that. It's a beauty in the culture that there's a culture so...
I think it's interesting, but I don't think it's, like, useful.
Those fucking people.
Welcome to Gary's
10
nihilism.
seconds remaining.
It's not nihilism, motherfucker. It's just...
It is.
No, it's majority
It's
oppression.
nihilism. It's
5
nothing
seconds
matters.
remaining.
Hello and welcome to the SEA regional qualifiers, which matter so much because we are getting to watch Power of Mizcal versus Boom ID and see who can reach the finals. Such an exciting best of 3 that will determine a potential adversary versus Fnatic and who might actually dethrone the kings of SCA. Your casters for today are myself, the Swordfish Hero, with Gareth testing these great games. How are you doing, friend?
I'm pretty good. I'm surprised that Razor hasn't been banned, though. It's been a pivotal hero for this winter stack. BT Faded in particular has had an exceptional run on Razor games over the past couple of days. Completely ignored. Enigma, Sand King, Shadow Shaman, Nyx, Earthshaker, Morphling all joining the ranks of the banned heroes. Doom first pick, nothing surprising. We've seen this time and time again. They can go multiple directions with this. Position 4, position 3. Grab a Grimstroke if you want to go that direction as well. Lesh still in the pool, could be an option for them. Oracle and Wraith King, standard response pretty much to the Doom, right? Wraith King doesn't care about the Doom. He's a carry that can tank it, reincarnate, and not bother too much. And then you have the save from Oracle if you have another carry who doesn't want to get doomed. Save them from danger.
I mean, we talk about Wraith King pick a lot against Doom. I think it's wonderful. You now should ban the Grimstroke, ideally. Oh, wow. Doom Venge. Not expecting. If Power Mizcal now ban the Grimstroke, you get rid of the Super Doom combo, and essentially you have a very strong anti-Doom draft already. Obviously, you want to Doom the Oracle, ideally, but it's not ultimately possible. It has a lot of pushing power as well, which means that you are pretty free in your draft.
Yeah, if you ban the Grimstroke, you pretty much take out or take off the table the Necro, the Lich, these combos.
Lina,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's good. And also, we talked about this the other day, that Grimstroke just lanes well with Doom, right? Having the ending swell, having the early game power spike. It's good. The Venge, though, for Boom ID is interesting.
Yeah, I do like this Venge kind of slotting in. It doesn't give away the direction your draft is going, simply because both of these heroes in the opening from Boom ID are pretty versatile across the roles that they can play. I do like Venge against the Wraith King, though. Having this reasonably short cooldown stun, having a swap to catch the Oracle and drag her into the waiting arms of the Doom, potentially. Of course, that Vengeance Aura to really ramp up your early game, look for the early objectives. Venge brings a lot to the table, even from position 5. Save gives you an aggressive maneuver to displace your opponents.
Quite a powerful hero against Wraith King, particularly who's really easily kited, right? So Venge with the swap hurts him a lot. You can even put Wraith King in a bad position, and the Wraith King reincarnating in the middle of 5 heroes can be good for initiation. If he's your main damage dealer, you have a way of just killing him twice quite easily with a swap. Usually positioning spells and Wraith King can either be fantastic or absolute garbage. So we'll see here for Boom ID which one it is. They banned the Drow, thank Christ, because the Bench Drow is still a powerful combo, of course. And I would like the ban of the Grimstroke for Mizcal. There's the ban laser you were looking for. Also, you're
Finally.
You're playing against a Wraith King, though. You could have picked it up yourself, to be honest, but okay.
Might be an indication of them wanting to go Lifestealer at the same time.
Yep.
Yes, Razor's good against Doom, but against the Wraith King, you do want a carry that can face him. Lifestealer does a pretty good job of it. Especially if you go to that Radiance build, because very often you're going to have it at the same, like, they're very similar, right? Wraith King and Lifestealer in terms of Midas Radiance timings.
Yep.
But Lifestealer makes more of it with the Rage, with the Manta build, and of course the Evasion talent.
10
I
seconds
think there's the
remaining.
chance to get a bit sooner with the skeletons farming, but you're right.
5 seconds
Pamiscal,
remaining.
want to pick position 4 here probably? Maybe your off laner? You do have last pick, so you want to pick probably your mid laner last, so... What can we see for position 4? You want to stun to some degree, so you can combine with the Oracle.
It's Pelosin, right?
Yeah.
Shadow Shaman's gone. Nyx, Earthshaker, Sand King, Enigma. A lot of his heroes have been removed.
Yeah.
So we're kind of looking at potentially like a position 4 Tiny or something coming out here to upset the balance of the game.
Does he play Leshrac? Can we see a
Dire
Leshrac?
team pick.
It could be.
Tusk? Okay.
Oh. I keep forgetting about Tusk. Even with that Tusk-Lesh combo we've seen over the past couple of days, Tusk is still a hero that slips my mind.
Yeah. It is a very strong hero, though.
Now you've got dual layered supports that have this saving mechanism for one another.
It's very, very useful. The Tusk being able to evade some of the AoE, and also Tusk Blink is a great way to counter the bench swap offensively, right? Because you could just snowball them back into the right place of the team fight. So I like the Tusk pick, adding some physical damage, and Tusk with Skeletons is really strong, by the way. Skeletons do get activated by tag team, so that's wonderful. Let's see what Boom ID does with Tusk pick. You're probably also picking your position 4 here, though you might want to go for your mid lane, because usually mid-third pick is quite common when you don't have last pick. Seeing the Wraith King. Options like, you know, Phantom Lancer, for example, come to the table as a potential, since they banned the Deuce and Drow. Grimstroke there, of course. Yeah, we forgot that wasn't banned, so...
But Skellies don't do tag team.
No?
It's only stuff under Tusk control. Like his heroes...
But Shadow Shaman Snakes do tag team.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we saw it last match with the Roshan, the Snakes. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's just the animation of the trips. As I say, it's only Tusk on...
Because it got changed. It used to be super
10
overpowered with like
seconds
Broodmother
remaining.
Yeah.
back in the day. But it got changed so it's hero attacks and
5 seconds
Tusk's
remaining.
units.
Huh, okay, never mind then.
But there's the Grim.
I could swear the Snakes did... Oh, maybe I'm just seeing it wrong.
Maybe. Grimstroke, Venge, Doom. Tons of stuff to dump into the Soulbind. Makes it really scary picking your core heroes now
Dire team pick.
on this Radiant team. Centaur, the Stampede. We've talked in pretty...
I regard.
against that Soulbind. Stampede very good at disengaging from Doom, from Soulbind, from Swap.
You can go for Necrodel for Boom ID just because of the
Radiant team
Grimstroke pick,
ban.
honestly. Lean is
Or
Okay.
OD.
Oh, he's not the kind of hero you want to pick up with the Grimstroke necessarily, but he's okay.
Yeah, I mean, against an Oracle, being able to take out
And Wraith
that
King as well.
false promised hero with the Astral,
Yeah,
or even save yourself from like a shard and a snowball.
you can take away Wraith King's mana with your Sanity's Eclipse, or even with your auto attacks. It's quite strong against Centaur. And Tusk sometimes sets up for your Astral by simply... Oh, sorry, for your Sanity's Eclipse by simply snowballing into you, boom,
And
everyone's dead.
Stop that disengage with the Stampede as well.
Yep, it's true, with this
Absolute
Astral
Soulbind.
imprisonment. Yeah, okay, that's quite nice. I think both teams have pretty decent drafts here. What are we looking for? Boom ID needs a carry, unless that's a Venge carry, surprising us. And then Palmascal need
10
a mid
seconds remaining.
Yeah.
against OD. Are we going to see a sniper again? We've been seeing a couple of heroes or teams experimenting with
5
that.
seconds remaining.
Very well could be. It's a little worrisome against Blink Doom, Venge Swap, Grimstroke with the reach from Stroke of Fate. Sniper could be in a worrying spot. And Boom ID have last pick, right?
No, Palmascal has
Palmascal.
So that's why. Like, they could... Depends on what, the carry for Boom ID is. I wonder if you do ban the sniper just for fear of beating the OD. What other heroes have a good matchup against the OD in the mid lane?
Medusa's gone, Drow's gone. There aren't that many, like, honestly.
He's a quite strong lane.
You don't necessarily want to pick a melee hero up into it.
Viper was okay against them back in the day, but we haven't seen him in ages.
Dire
You are
team
ready.
pick.
Puck? Okay. Monkey King is the pick. Could counter the Wraithing. I like that pickup very much. And now Sniper is definitely not a good pickup anymore. Monkey King has capped for days with the Sniper.
Yeah, Monkey King lines up into both side lanes, right? Centaur and Wraith King get
Okay.
pretty hard by him.
Pugna is yeah, he's actually a pretty nice counter to the OD. Not the best hero in the lane. Like, he's okay. You're not going to catch the OD with Nether Blast too often. And the OD won't catch you with Astral Imprisonment. It's going to be just a farming lane, most likely. But with the ward in the mid game, it's so much damage going the OD's way. And you can actually kill the Grimstroke quite easily. Grimstroke has a lot of mana and has a great intelligence gain, but he also has low HP. So the Nether Ward is fantastic at countering Grimstroke. Only thing is, Pugna is incredibly vulnerable to that Doom. You have the primordial Doom target in the Pugna. And it's great to actually soulbind him as well. Doesn't really matter what you soulbind to.
And we did see that problem in a game the other day, where even if you do have this Tusk, a saving mechanism from the snowball can be handy, but if you're blinking in and snowballing onto a potentially soulbound target, you get caught in it and you can't snowball anymore. So it's not that guaranteed save. Wilson's Tusk. I think I prefer Boom ID's draft, all things considered. Ease of execution.
Really want to go.
I do often worry that you become heavily reliant on the soulbind when you don't really have too much teamfight outside of it. You know, Wukong's command, decent AoE kind of zoning tool or teamfight circle you put down into choke points, but everything else really does come off the back of that Jokam Grimstroke.
Oh, I would love to disagree with you, but I want to go with Boom ID as well. Why didn't that Pugna pick?
So there's a lot of tech.
The Centaur disengaged the Oracle as well with the False Promise, but it's just it's just harder to execute, you're right. Monkey King is scary with the Arcana. Jesus, those eyes.
The red eyes.
They're so scary. I'm gonna see that when I sleep after 15 hours of casting.
Prepare to battle.
You know what that means?
Nope. I thought you were going to tell me.
No, I was genuinely asking. So I'm glossing over that. I'm studying Russian, but I'm still learning how to say someone stole my motor. So,
Oh.
it's a very common phrase on Duolingo, apparently. My mom has my motor, my dad has my motor, my aunt has my motor.
On Duolingo, it's all very much, hello, this is Tim. Tim is a boy. Hi, I am Tim. Tim has a house. This is my house, Tim.
I'm going to complex phrases like, Tim has no father. Tell Tim he has no father.
Tell Tim his father is in his house.
Anyway, the first smoke gank, we've seen this a lot from teams that... I mean, we were saying at first that it was teams that were less confident. Like, Where's Gaming did this a lot. I mean, almost every game Where's Gaming tried to do this, but this time, MYSG trying to go for the aggressive early play. It makes sense. You're a Tusk. You have a Wraith King, right? So, combined, it's just...
Monkey scouts out the Pugna. Sees him up towards the top bounty runes. Wraith King making the long walk up there as it appears they will contest bot. And I assume move the Tusk and the Oracle up towards top to actually tri-lane around their Wraith King.
Dude, this courier. I never actually knew what it was.
They might get 3 or 4 bounty runes here as the Radiant. Bottom being secured up by Oracle Tusk aggressively.
And yeah, they do. They get 3.
They get 2.
No, nice.
Doom snuck one out under the nose of that Velo Centaur who went for Retaliate level 1. No stomp, of course.
He's not able to... He didn't even get a single point
No
either.
stun. Wave of Terror level 1 on KezQ.
Yeah, it makes sense if you want to harass as well. I don't mind it too much. I like the Doom. It didn't have to scale anything yet. So he can go for Scorched Earth, Infernal Blade, or Devour, depending. And they're actually swapping lanes. So Monkey King's going to go down bottom. He's actually the best lane swapper in the early game because he's the fastest hero. Straight up with the courier speed.
Courier speed. So they move the Doom up top naturally. Walking there, he can TP bot once the lanes start to shift. So they have the Venge Monkey against the Centaur. They do look to set up the tri-lane top Radiant side. Oracle, Wraith King, and Tusk. As Tusk chases the Doom back. And Grimstroke gets the lane, gets a couple of denies in. This mid lane is going to be the more interesting one. Mikoto against Nothing to Say. OD against Pugna. With the ability to rotate from both of these side lanes, the supports should be able to pump a lot of action in towards the 2 reasonably squishy mid laners. Especially with Astral being such a great setup tool.
It is true. You have a... What is it? Astral into... Who? Oh wait, Doom in the top lane in trouble. FPZ will die to the attack team here. Just 2 more hits and there it is. FPZ is dead. And this is the issue that you have when you're playing against a Wraith King and Tusk especially. It's the power of the physical damage they can both deal to a hero with 0 armor starting out. Like and this is one of the few lanes where you actually consider either going for... I mean, he went for double Stout Shield. But you might want to go for this Ring of Protection or even the Wildkin just to get that extra armor.
You might just want to sit in the jungle and AFK for a little bit.
Yeah, just to get a level 2, ideally.
And just giving Jokum the full top lane.
I mean, Grimstroke can stay in this lane. We have seen off-lane Grimstroke before. No. Grimstroke can just take this lane completely, right? And just farm with the Stroke of Fate.
Doom trying to stack. Unfortunately, not quite working out. And Pelosin is here.
Did he try to stack only with the... Ha! That did not work out.
Golem's not working with him.
I wonder what
Doom role-playing as the Darks here, just jungling towards level 2, level 3. They're bringing the Venge up top to help the Grimstroke. So they leave the Monkey in the natural 1v1 already with the advantage. Fervian should be able to slam this lane into the ground. But hey, look towards mid. Invis rune grabbed up by Tusk. Spotted by the Dar Observer ward though, so OD knows this is coming. Tusk is going to make the long walk down to bottom lane, it looks like.
Yeah, and he's going to try to... I mean, this is a great way to balance lane. Monkey King really gets his peak around level 3 to 5, you know, when he gets that extra lifesteal. Now it's a chance to try to kill him. The great thing about Monkey... Or, I guess the great thing about playing Center versus Monkey King is that you always get retaliate stacks, because he's obviously going to hit you whenever he can. So the kill potential you have in this lane is considerably better than a normal lane. Fervian.
Monkey's going to die here.
Yeah, there's a tag team use. Fervian's not expecting this. Damage from Velo is so strong with the retaliate.
He doesn't have Primal Spring though.
What was that stop? Fervian actually evades the damage, but not good enough. Velo gets the kill.
Yeah, really nice movement by Peloson, realizing that he had been spotted mid. Instead of just waiting around for an option, go on the OD, he swings bottom, and that Monkey King kill, really important. It puts the Centaur now at level 4.5, while Monkey 3/4 of the way through towards level 4. Starts to dip behind a little bit. Has a full wave coming to his tier 1 though. Forces Peloson just to fall back and pull through. Top lane's so weird though.
Why?
Grimstroke and Venge are the cause. Doom has kind of come back out of the jungle finally. Gonna take his throne, take his seat under the tier 1 and hit some creeps. But this Wraith King and Oracle, they're doing such an exceptionally good job just pressuring this tri-lane. Even with just 2 heroes.
His lane matchup mid is actually going very much here, nothing to say. I think he's playing this really well. So he is completely being aggressive towards that range creep, trying to push the lane, doesn't really matter, and pile on a lot of damage with another blast to Mikoto. It's hard to do this as Pugna, but you have to understand that you have to shift from being a lane dominating hero to some degree to a much more aggressive hero, similar to how Puck plays, and he's doing a good job of putting Mikoto on the lines. And he's dancing as much as he can, because that's necessary otherwise. Otherwise, what's the point of playing from him? And he even goes for 1 point nether ward, which I love. This Valley Point's wonderful. They're going to be able to kill Mikoto here. They have tag team available. There's no way Mikoto's getting away. That slow is just sufficient. But Venge also joins in. Poloson wants to solo kill Mikoto. Mikoto uses the Fairy Fire. The crap doesn't help too much, but finally Nether Blast should be able to kill him. Body block on Poloson gets the kill. Good job there. Rotation by the 2 supports are very nice. And Winter even gets a kill up top against FPZ.
Yeah, Venge TP's in mid, and that is the call to action for Winter and VT Faded to make the play top. Find the kill over on that Doom, pressure the tier 1 a little bit with some skeletons. And then with Bounty Rune spawning, it all clicks into place. They're going to get 4. Oh, Monkey King. Make sure they do not get 4. Maybe now they can play into the Centaur. With a nice little rotation from the Venge. Monkey King, unfortunately, not able to bound the strikers. It was on cooldown for another 3 seconds, and Velo just stampedes themselves away.
And there's the issue with the
mid lane. OD dead again. Tusk goes in, and 1 more hit doesn't quite finish him off. They need another Purifying Flames. Winter will claim the kill. Diving deep here for that OD, while poor Grimstroke, the coach feet left all alone.
He's salving up. I don't think he's going to survive this. Nether Blast to finish him off. Kesku joining in again. Please don't follow the feed trade. This Nether Ward also very annoying in case you want to initiate. So the issue down bottom is what I was telling you. You always get retaliate stacks with the Centaur. So unless you have the stun ready to heal up considerably with the Jingle Mastery, and it's only level 2 Jingle Mastery as well, so not that much healing anyway, you have a problem. The Centaur will hit you hard with the retaliate.
Yeah, and Centaur had the experience and level advantage, right? He had the lane to begin with, which Monkey King had to kind of transition from top down to bottom. Got some good early experience and last hits. So Velo now looking pretty hot with Phase Boot's Ring of Health. Level 6 up. You
have to be careful with the Centaur, you know. You can't just give him those retaliate stacks. It's going to be a difficult... It's been tall order to beat him now because you have the Blind Guard going in. And FBZ again dying top lane. Left alone because of supports has to rotate.
8-0.
This is going totally in Palmascal's favor.
4K lead, 6.5 minutes in. It is glorious, isn't it?
They heard your clit lane. They wanted to fight Fnatic just for Gareth, so it's gonna happen.
Yeah, also the fact that Monkey King similar is in trouble. They've got the Ink Swell. The Snowball will come around, stun him up, and another Raidfire Blast in 3 seconds.
Nice Ice Shards as well. Poloson saved by the Fate Edict. They try to heal him, not too much. But regardless, they get the kill on FBZ, which is what they were looking for. Magic's gets ready for Big Fate. He wants to get another stun. Still on cooldown. Jokam gets the double kill here. And now the rotation's happening as well from KSQ.
Underestimating the Grimstroke.
Yeah.
2 kills go the way of the Dire. Still a decent grab on the Doom, but this Grimstroke is getting reasonably powerful as things progress. You look at the CS though. Top 4, 3 of them green with a decent lead ahead of their counterparts as bottom Stampede. Centaur goes towards the Monkey King. He dodges a bit of the damage, but Fervian trapped inside the shards and brought down.
Yeah, and they're going to try to catch the OD mid. Life Terrain ready. Mikoto. Oof. It's the lack of ether lens here.
Winter was so close. Level 2 Purifying Flames, likely with the Fortune's End, definitely would have got the kill.
Jokab could still die though here. No, I think it's going to take his time.
So yeah, the problem with Monkey King in a solo lane like this, or I guess in general, is he's very similar to the way Juggernaut works. He's very good offensively, and he's very good at pumping out damage, but he's also reasonably squishy if the opponents turn and hit him. Yeah, like you're saying, if you've got Retaliate up, level 4, max stacks for the Centaur, he out DPS's the Monkey King. So in this natural 1v1, Centaur just wins.
He does. And this is because of the recent nerfs as well to Jingle Mastery, right? Where the lifesteal is just not as OP and oppressive as it was before, thank Christ. Which means Monkey King, you know, we've seen this a lot with Monkey Kings. They just are not as strong as they are. Like before, it was, as long as you get a Monkey King, you win any melee lineup. May bar something like Axe or something like that. Now, even then, actually, Axe is pretty good for you. Now it's much more different. Okay, Fervian is...
Did you see how close that was?
That was very close.
Velo chopping trees, Fervian hopping on trees.
KSQ is coming in to help. Polos on seizes a potential kill. Snowball's ready. Ice Shards can come. Oh no, they've already used them, but he has the tag team, so KSQ should still be in trouble. There's the illusions actually triggering the tag team too slow. And KSQ is gonna go down. No, life are not enough. Should have sucked up a bit more, but unfortunately, he will survive. And now the counterplay is... No, not that. They thought about it and they even get the denial on the tower.
Nice.
Fervian has been jumping around like a fair monkey. Yeah, and he's been managing to get the tower because of it. Really confusing here. Meanwhile, Poloson realizes he's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Dodges the magic missile. Ink swell.
Will it finish?
Not in time.
No.
You have time to TP.
Well, Wolf good dodge. Because otherwise he could have started the ink swell and he would have been dead, right? So.
FBZ dealing with Skellies.
And not dealing with Skeleton as well because he is having trouble.
The tower.
He's trying to get the last hit. There's the no FBZ stun. Come on. Okay. BT Faded won't let 2 denies happen.
Does he die for this? Phase boots and another stun? Okay. No. BT Faded scared of the TP rotation onto Shrine or Tier 2.
And mid is actually where everyone is right now. We're curious to see if Nothing to Say is going to go for a couple points in Nether Ward early. And they take that tower as well.
10-minute runes coming up. Winter and Peloton down bottom with a Stampede tag team. Monkey King grabs the rune, looking for that Boundless Strike, and he will connect it onto a couple of them, but the Ice Shards block his path. Stomp not landing, but they've got a Snowball to follow through. And easy as you like. Centaur with a massive plus 205 bonus damage. He's hitting for 300, and it's only 10 minutes in. Villa, you big boy.
I want to see Centaur carry someday. I want to see a team do it. Like, not the old Centaur carry in Montestar. I want to see the new Centaur carry.
With Battle Fury, yeah.
No, say Echo Say.
Yeah, Battle Fury.
Don't do this thing.
Yeah. So Grimstroke is level 6, Doom is level 6. We need to see the Soulbind combo, and we need to see it soon, because that's the way back into the game for Boom ID, is to get that combo rolling.
It's not as strong as it used to be, though. Like, sorry, it's not as strong. What am I saying? It's not as strong as it could be. Like, Chainfrost Soulbind is ridiculous and oppressive, right? Even Mystic Snake Slowbind we've seen like being really, really strong. Doom Soulbind, very powerful, but not game-winning if you don't get the right heroes with Doom. So, you know, you still have to plan it properly, have a good team fight, not just to haphazardly walk in and get the Soulbind Doom. But it is your only option right now. Actually, Velo's beating the Pugnan farm. That's amazing. That's a really good farm for a Centaur.
Just look at the net worth, honestly. 6.2k, 5.2k, 4.8, and then you've got this pack of red heroes in the middle that are substantially behind this Radiant
2. Those Ice Shards just to get vision, and the Snowball coming in as well. Tusk is a big cool. There's the Doom, there's a double Doom we're talking about, and they got 2 good heroes. Stopping the Oracle and the Centaur. There should be a double kill. Good job.
There's their combo. Oh, Peloton with the long TP.
Nah, he's fine.
No stuns. Infernal Blade, 5-second CD. No Boundless Strike. No nothing. Well, there we have it. They defend their Tier 2. They get their combo out. It's a Centaur and an Oracle. And usually I'd say Yeah, it's all right. But Centaur, incredibly farmed, gives them a ton of gold. 368 into the pockets of the Monkey King, who gets a double kill out of a laning stage in which he had almost nothing.
Yeah.
Honestly. Now,
pretty huge.
Closing the gap up onto that Centaur. Queuing up a Diffusal Blade straight off the bat, Mr. Monkey.
We have nothing to say on the double damage.
This Wraith King is still such a threat, though. He's just taken full control of the top lane. There is nobody that can actually contest him when he's pushing in towards these objectives. So the map's going to get cut in half as Dire Jungle belongs to the Radiant team. Tier 2 likely just to get claimed up. And Observer Ward's plonked down as well. And look at Velo mid at the same time. He's tanking tower, getting retaliate stacks. Nearly... Wait, is Crimson Guard done? Is it on the courier? No, okay.
Not yet. But it's close, though.
Very
He's
close.
200 gold away only. He doesn't want to go for the magic wand, which he seems to want to go for first.
So easy tier 2 top. Swing in for the tier 2 mid. And the rest of Boom ID, they are trying to gather down bottom. A TP from the Wraith King looks to try and set up a defense of his tier 1 down there. And throwing spells towards him, Wraith King just turns and fights. The Stampede, the Skeletons, and KezQ falls flat on his face. Vengeful Spirit down and out. Looks like that will be it for now. Doom might get caught off by the Centaur, but they've got vision up on the high ground. They see with the Observer Ward exactly what's coming. So do the Radiant. Look at that far right-hand ward near that tier 2.
Should be able to take a tower now. This tier 2 will clearly fall to Mescal. With Crimson Guard going the way of Centaur, he has it now if he wants to buy it. And nothing to say. It's also getting a Dagon for some early pressure in domination. This is going to be a very difficult game for Boom IT.
14.5 minute Midas Randy on Wraith King.
It is. It's ridiculous timing. We're talking about that versus the Lifestealer, but where's your Lifestealer? You have a Monkey King instead, who's been not impactful. He's going for a Diffusal Blade early, which is okay, and it's nice, especially against a Wraith King, but it's not as impressive as an Echo Saber could be. Velo has no Stampede, but they're confident about his Jingle Mastery. Sorry, Wukko's command is ready in case he wants to use it.
They're losing tier 3 14 minutes in, though.
Okay, here's Wukko's command. Can he kill someone with a squad for the pull? No, they're not going to get that kill because of the false promise. They need to heal him up a bit more. There's the South, plus the Purifying Flames. And the combo comes out. The double Doom, but this time the Center on the Tusk, not so valuable. And the life drain starts to come out. VT faded, wants to kill that Doom, but he might just lose his life as a result. Ooh, sniped by the Grimstroke.
Wraith King really playing with fire there. He ideally wants to get level 12, so he has the second point in Reincarnation.
He's so close to it as well.
Using level 1 Reincarnation there. He popped the 1 to try and escape, but that snipe from the Grimstroke, beautifully placed.
Yep.
Catches the kill and makes sure he can't get that full efficiency.
No, there's an argument to be made that it's just, this is more efficient. That way you have the Reincarnation on cooldown and you're using your spells, as many spells as possible. It's all about using...
There is no argument there. There is no argument using level 1 Reincarnation when you should be waiting for level 2.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's terrible. But
you could see the way he was kind of stutter stepping back and forth. He knew that he kind of wanted to run away, but he also wanted to make sure that with that double Doom Soulbind combo, that the rest of his team could also escape.
Okay, is he gonna try to go for Mikoto? Seems like this is gonna be an easy kill. And dead.
Yeah.
Now he has level 2 Reincarnation, but unfortunately he's still on cooldown. And it's funny because the cooldown that is right now is longer than the cooldown he got from level 2.
Exactly. So top lane, there were 2 or 3 Boom ID heroes kind of contesting top bounty runes. Velo pops his head around the corner and says hello, then waves as he walks on and says goodbye. So they get the OD kill bot thanks to the double Radiant Observer Wards that watch from the high ground, and they're straight up towards the barracks.
No, he evades the stun damage, but he doesn't evade the stun. He almost dies there. I think they're going to take Rax already. That's ridiculous.
Where's their wave clear? Grimstroke? Cool. Level 4 Stroke of Fate. He's adapted his skill build just to make sure he can try and defend against the Skeletons, against these creeps coming into his base. But that is a lane of barracks gone at 16 minutes.
Monkey King 2. Look at his tree dance build. He's just trying to max that Primal Spring so you can actually have some damage to clear ways, because the stun is, or the Boundless Strike is only good once you get a couple items.
Hand of Midas on the OD as well. Pretty indicative of where Boom ID want this game to go. Late.
Yeah. But will they get there is the question, with your racks falling at 16 minutes in.
Yeah. I mean, Doom Midas, he's got BKB queued. I don't even know what OD buys in this situation. Like, does he go for a BKB himself? Does have the 4-staff queued up.
We'll see, because Mizgao is trying to keep the pressure up. They smoke, but under a ward, the enemy team will get confident here. Ideally, they can catch Fervian. He has double damage. Oh, Fervian is quick on that jump. able to get away. Instead, they just Wraithfire blast
Stun that golem.
Yeah, stun that golem. Don't let him get that farm.
That's the Wraith King saying very much, I don't need to stun you. You are meaningless to me. I'm going to stun the golem instead. Don't even bother going for heroes.
That's more for a psychological and dignity damage, right?
Yep.
Rather than the actual. That's much more important in Dota, really. Oh, he sees an opportunity. FPZ, snowball. Yep,
Demoralizer.
That's also kind of demoralizing. Those high shards just have initiation. They almost kill the Doom. They force the Astral Imprisonment defensively. Life Turn's already wasted though. Stampede use. All for the Doom. And they kill him off with a Wraithfire Blast. As they go for Yokam. Yokam does have that Soulbind. What are they trying to get? Centaur? Maybe with against Kezki? Oh, Yellowstone catches. Yeah, that's nice. Jokam. He has the TP, but there's a Wraithfire Blast to stop it. And he gets sent to the stratosphere.
Why is the OD here? Oh, jeez. Okay, he's fine. You can see how freely and how aggressively this Radiant side can play, though. Centaur and Pugna, they split in towards mid.
Look, Centaur's just answering.
Yeah, just give me stacks. They just have so much open space to play in because this Dire team, again, coming back to this Grimstroke, Doom, Venge, they are heavily reliant on getting that combo in, and if they're able to pick off the Doom before it happens, that's the team fight of Boom ID removed completely. Nothing to stop them. Taking that bot racks, getting vision down in that Dire jungle area, now falling back towards Roshan for Aegis. Give over to that Pugna. Ether Lens and Dagon 1. Pugna's ready to blast some fools.
Roshan will... I mean, it's not too quick, but it's quick enough. It's not like the enemy team can contest anything right now. They can only really stay base and hope to farm while the Roshan's being done.
I just hope this game goes long enough for Wraith King to finish his build.
What's the finishing?
I mean, it's a real Monka-S. Getting Ags on Wraith King in this kind of game. Short cooldown spells on Oracle, Pugna, Tusk, Centaur even to a large extent. If you can Ags up this Wraith King and keep the fight going.
Those ice shards are so good with the stomp as well. By Monkey King.
Just call it. Yeah, they've called it. It's over.
So it's not going to last long enough for the Wraith King to get his build.
Damn it. Sell your ready, buddy. Sell your ready, Blink. Buy Ags, please. I beg you. Oh, and a consolation kill. Cherry on the top. They get the Doom at the very end. That was quick and easy. 19-4, 15k lead at 19 minutes. Full lane of Rack's bottom gone at 16 minutes. Radiance Midas on the Wraith King at 14.5, 15 minutes. Everything clicked into place. Boom ID full flat on their face. I'm going to keep on rhyming like a moron.
Radiant team ban.
Dire team ban.
Radiant team ban.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Dire team ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Nut up or shut up. Oh, you just bullied the shit out of him.
Dire team
Caster
pick.
bully.
Dusk. Radiant team pick. Razor.
Let's go. I think the guy's gonna leave the chat.
10 seconds
Hurt
remaining.
his feelings.
5
You know
seconds
what's cooking.
remaining.
Boom!
Okay. Hello guys and welcome to the EPICENTER Major SCA Regional Qualifiers. We're here watching BO3 versus MYSG, a best of 3 that will determine the second team to leave these regional qualifiers and also the team that will have to face off against Fnatic in the grand final of these qualifiers. Will it be BO3 or will it be MYSG? BO3 with the MYSG with the first win in only 19 minutes. BO3 hoping to at least play a longer game this time.
Hoping to win one of their lanes as well.
That'd be great. That'd be a good start.
That would be spectacular. We do see the Razor pop out.
Your casters for today, myself, the Swordfish, and Gareth.
They
Now
never
you
be
can
on.
talk. Just let me say it. It's just part of the. I'm too excited. I'm excited to be casting with you. I just want to tell people.
Doesn't have to be. You don't have to be excited to cast.
I'm so excited. I love your face, Gareth.
I'm so grumpy today.
I just love you regardless.
Dear.
Yep. How's the draft? How do you
See, this is why we have to have ourselves on camera at the end of the game, or else he starts touching me. I need proof. I need video evidence of what's going on in the studio.
There's no proof he said no, so, you know.
Enigma, Oracle, Doom, Spectre. Remove that drow counter.
Yep. You think I'm going to see the Oracle? No, they never banned the Oracle. They don't care about that counter. It's funny how teams think is a counter, but the Drow picks the teams that pick the Drow don't think it's a counter. Alright, I mean, BO3 has a much stronger draft this time already. Shadow Shaman is a pick that they've wanted for Jokam every single time.
But they had a strong opener in the previous game as well. It felt decent the way they were going. The direction of their draft seemed alright. with the Doom pickup. I'm just thinking, like, the Doom Venger's okay, the Grimstroke pick was okay.
It wasn't the bad
It's just
draft.
like the OD and the Monkey King meant that they didn't have a hero that was able to alleviate any of the pressure from the lanes. They were very front-facing, very good at playing aggressively once they got their abilities up. Once they get to level 6, they hit this real nice peak across the board. And Palmascow, they exploited that. They realized, we'll fight level 1, 2, 3. We'll fight until level 10. Oh, you've lost your barracks? Cool. Game's over. It happened as quickly as that.
Fire team pick.
Do got ourselves a Razor this time for VT Faded, though. Centaur again for Velo.
I like that center pick. It worked nicely the other time. Well, the Tusk is very powerful lane.
Decent against the Drow range, gives you that gap close, allows the Razor just to move forward, static link the Drow through Stampede, Tusk Snowball.
Razor's pretty good as well in these kind of matchups. Undying from MYD to stabilize the lanes, I presume, and pretty decent against the Centaur, so you actually have a Drow Ranger Undying lane, probably.
And they're going back for a classic, the Undying Shadow Shaman, Tombstone Serpent Wards, spam the ground with a load of crap and hope your opponents don't have anything to deal with them.
Some very good zone up in that situation, allows you to push quite nicely up to the high ground, you get vision as well, and of course the Shackles allows the zombies, allows you to create a bunch of zombies on a single hero, which is nice to deal with them.
5 seconds
Just the trouble with Undying now is you need to pivot out of the first 10 minutes into a really strong...
So garbage, actually.
Like, you need to have a really strong mid-game presence, either through objective taking, thanks to Shadow Shaman and Drow, or through team fight, but I don't feel like the trio they have right now is particularly good at setting up team fights, because Drow Ranger spends the first, well, I guess the 10 to 20 minute period in the jungle farming Ancients, getting herself all big.
Yeah, the issue with the Undying is that, I mean, we've seen this a couple of times. He's got to level 20 now, I guess. That's his big peak, and he never gets to it, unfortunately. The Winter Wyvern was another way to not only counter Drow's physical attack damage, but also to set up, right? We saw the Stampede to close the gap, Winter's Curse another way to close the gap. It's very similar to how the Naga Siren pick was functioning, and the idea that you get the Song of Siren so you can close the gap to the Drow and kind of surround her. Winter Wyvern has the same thing, but the Winter's Curse. A bit less reliable, or a bit harder to use, but much more powerful here overall, so kind of like the Winter Wyvern. The issue, though, is that you don't have any stuns, or reliable stuns, I guess, in your supports, until Winter Wyvern reaches level 25, so... Palmascow might have a bit of issue with that. I would like to see another core.
Tusk brings
with a
decent amount. Tusk and Centaur. Snowball Stomp.
I guess you do have the Snowball Stun. Yeah, okay. I mean, if Boom ID wants to play around with this and they want to have a hero that is a bit slippery and also kind of tanky.
Team ban.
Sanking is a great idea for that specifically. Ice Shards don't mean anything to him. The Snowball Stun is definitely not enough. You can Sandstorm as well. And he is a great way to counter initiate whatever Palmascow wants to go with Centaur and Razor being kind of vulnerable to that Burrow Strike.
And it gives them team fight. More importantly than like anything else, it gives them multi-hero stuns.
Yeah, of course, that's it.
Counter initiation to save the Drow Ranger, because they don't have a support that necessarily saves. Soul Rip is there, but it's not a perfect kind of turnaround to keep the Drow Ranger alive. But Sand King will be able to, as soon as he gets his Blink Dagger anyway, get those Epi Blink Burrow Strikes going to at least keep the Centaur Razor Tusk at bay. And it's always nice having AoE stuns and AoE silencers and things like that against Tusk. Snowballing in. You know exactly where he's heading. Gust them. Burrow Strike them. Sure they're all locked down.
Sanking is another great way to stop them to get the Drow with this kind of physical tankiness. We've seen Sanking's kind of deviate away now from the traditional Blink Dagger lineup to a much more of a carrier utility lineup with the early Guard Engage. We've seen even Sankit go for the Crimson Guard. Helps Drow essentially live, which is very, very important. What we see now is the last pick, so Boom ID needs a mid laner, and Palmascow also
both
potentially
likely looking for their mid matchups.
Who can we see? So last pick is for Palmascow, so Boom ID is picking first. Let's see what that ban.
God, it's hard. You're picking into a Razor, a Centaur, gap close. You're picking into a Wyvern when you've got a Drow on your team. Well, do we go for something like the Necro mid? It's so hard picking one of these more niche mid lane heroes. You know, something like the Lina would be much more kind of well-rounded, a solid pick. Just because she doesn't get, you know, the TA being banned by Palmascow.
The Hulk ban, they knew. They watched last game.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mind that ban at all, actually. But that doesn't say much about what they want to pick here.
Well, they could go for Kunkka themselves. Go for that additional team fight, the catch.
Yeah, Kunkka's alright.
against the Stampede. You want an additional way, really, to deal with the disengage from Winter's Curse, from Stampede. There are amazing teamfight reset
10
abilities
seconds
here.
remaining.
See the OD as well.
Team pick.
There's the Lina.
I mean, yeah. It's a consistent hero. It's difficult to deal now with the Stampede, but the Stampede initiation Light Striker is a great way of zoning them out. You have the damage, and Drow Ranger plus Lina is a good combo. In fact, you might even be inclined to go for a pseudo, like both magical and physical damage Lina.
Wait, do you go Pugnet again here?
Against Lina? Love it.
10 seconds remaining.
Right, he's pretty speedy.
He is pretty speedy, he can evade the Dragon Slayer. It's not
5 seconds.
as good as the OD matchup though, definitely. And the team combination, I'm just not seeing it too. Is there any hero that reached Lina in lane? TA. Oh, no. Actually, interesting. I just realized Pama's got banned the TA, so, well, putting yourself in the pickle there.
Choose your hero.
Razor mid against Lina. Okay.
It looks like it. So not a VT faded Razor.
No. You're playing Sven this time. I love that pose by the Sven, by the way. Look at how manly he looks. It's amazing.
And the sword is very heavy.
Yeah.
Is he leaning on the sword, or is the sword leaning on him?
The sword is leaning on his pile of muscle. That guy does not leave the gym. He lives at the gym. Going for the team though, Pamaska. The Razor versus Lina matchup. Kind of depending on how the Razor plays it, because you really have to play. So with the Razor Lina matchup, you want to go at most 2 point static link and definitely back that unstable current to get the movement speed too, like you were saying, evade the dragons.
You have ice shards though.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, you do have ice shards. That is very true, actually. So Tusk can definitely gank this lane quite effectively.
It's going to be like try mid, honestly.
Try? You think it's going to be Undying and Shadow Shaman joining?
I mean, like, it's going to be Razor against Lina, and
Yeah.
then
Tusk will
then Razor will be like, hey, I need help. Tusk come shards. Tusk will come shards, then Undying will come to defeat the Tusk, and then they'll be like, Wyvern, come, we need more help. So Wyvern comes, and then Boom ID, Lina's like, guys, we need more disable. Jokum, come to the mid lane. Shadow Shaman's there. I would not be surprised. It's not going to be like a it's not going to be tri lane versus tri lane, but you're going to have like 6 heroes in the mid lane every once in a while.
In the case of Boom ID, though, you don't really want to rotate the Drow, or you don't want to rotate too much of the Shadow Shaman, because the Drow needs help against a Centaur, otherwise. Right?
Yeah.
Whereas, Sven Senking. I guess Sven has the cleave, so he should be fine. That's all. Has a lot of tank anyway.
Still against Caustic though.
Yeah, you're still up against Caustic and Sandstorm. It's not like either one is great, you know. It's a difficult thing. Neither team, I think, want to rotate their safe lane support. Whereas, I can imagine the dual mid will happen for quite a while.
Is she wearing a beret?
I think she is. Ranger is French confirmed.
SAS Drow.
It could also be a Che Guevara hat.
She's a blue beret.
Oh, like the Peace Corps in the UN?
Sure.
Is that what they're called?
Sure. The Peace Corps, yeah.
For battle.
Great book called Dancing with the Devil. Fantastic, about the Peace Corps in Rwanda. Great to read it.
Maybe I will.
Just recommend it to anyone in the chat that reads biographies. Alright, so back to Dota. Because I'm scared where this is going. So, what do you think of the teams? Who are you giving the advantage to? Is it the blue team or the mixed color?
Oh, right. And it's red team against green team. Come on.
Okay, you sure. If you want to be... What's
If I want to be correct, yeah, I do.
What's the advantage? Just, yeah. Who?
I don't
Get off
think,
your fence, Gary.
I don't think there is. Like, I like the dire draft overall more.
Okay.
I don't like these kind of questions
30
though. Like,
seconds
there's
to
so
battle.
many, there's so many parameters in Dota 2 that it becomes impossible to gauge like who has the upper hand one way or the other until you get.
Viewers
like,
know this. Viewers
into
know
the
it's a
laning stage.
nuanced, complicated question, and they will never shame you for being wrong. That's not what Twitch viewers do.
Sure.
So, if we discuss the lanes individually, we have a Centaur Warner that's going to have a bit of a tough time against this try. Do they know he's here, but they can't get to him? He's like, yeah, okay, yep, that's a Centaur. Goes for Retaliate level 1, but he's screwed. He's up against Frost Arrows. Okay, now he can TP away. No, he can't actually. 10 seconds left TP. Oh, they found a bit too early. Velo has the Retaliate stacks and the salve. Salve up in the trees after the 1-2 decays on him. So he actually healed back up. He can fight this with a retaliate. They have to be a bit careful.
Do they have a TP on anyone?
They have a TP on the Centaur. A TP on everyone, obviously, because you're getting a TP when you...
No, but I mean, like, can Tusk come and TP down right now?
Oh, yeah, you could. If you wanted to, but he clearly doesn't.
Velo's just wandering through the jungle.
Velo is taking a nice leisurely stroll through the enemy jungle. He's going to get that first decay stack soon, though. Strength back, sorry. Velo, man. He just can't deal the Shadow Shaman attack damage. It's ridiculous. He's needing a Tango, though, and the Tango's actually healing him a lot. There's the first decay stack giving back. So slowly but steadily, he's regaining his strength back. He's like an anime character. And there's the second decay stack giving back. When he's still back down 8 health.
Funnily enough, a similar thing is happening to the Sank. Why isn't Sanking rotating? FBZ's not moving across. He's trying to block his own creep wave.
I'm just watching Velo. Is he going to get the denial? No, they get the first blood. That was the longest first blood we have watched in a while. That was very enjoyable.
And now they have a tri-lane top. Pretty decent for Boom ID, not only getting that kill, forcing Velo out of lane, but also being able to kind of transfer their 2 supports up towards top to put a bit of pressure onto VT Faded, Winter, and Pelosin, who have shut the Sand King out of the lane for the first minute and a half. They're even going for a pull across here, Shadow Shaman, sneaky devil. He's going to manage it as well, nothing to stop him. It does leave Centaur in a 1v1 against the Drow Ranger, but a Drow Ranger already hitting level 2.5 has that experience advantage.
I mean, you just use your retaliate with a 13 charge and you still were being clear by that. And Jokam can also rotate anytime. Sorry, I missed that. Tusk committing suicide, I can only presume, trying to get the kill for the Sand King.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was up to that.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened, but...
I was watching the TP bottom of the Shadow Shaman, hoping...
Me too.
Maybe they make a go onto Velo.
They might be able to kill him. They have... I mean, Drow doesn't deal that much. It's okay. She has 60 plus 62 damage, right? Jokam also hurts quite a lot, but if Jokam is shackling, you can't attack him. The thing about this Centaur is that usually you wouldn't care tanking a bit of the Drow damage, but with the the Shadow Shaman being able to TP anytime, it makes your lane considerably more difficult.
With no boots.
Exactly.
Centaur can't really run away. You've got boots, Shadow Shaman, you've got Frost Arrows, attack speed on the Shadow Shaman, making his punches come through pretty quickly. We haven't had a rotation mid from Pelosin yet, which is what I was looking for. Give that Razor a better time in the mid lane, but looking at the CS, he doesn't need it. 13-4 against the leaders 8-3. Nothing to say. What's the net worth like, actually? Maybe this is a salve difference. It's 200 net worth difference, so no, it's not as though Razor's been spamming salves. He's just been dodging Dragon Slaves, getting the upper hand on this Lina with some good static link usages. Level 2 static link against the bootsless Lina. That's why it's so powerful, like in this lane, especially when you get to the levels of stable current. Good. You were saying that you don't need boots in the mid lane, it's a bad item, and you're right, but you get the 2 points of stable current, acts like that, and you're able to evade things much better that way. I didn't say that.
I said that yesterday.
I didn't say boots aren't good in the mid lane. What?
Yeah, in the early laning stage, not that good. You can do better than them. Like as your first item. No, I agree. I'm agreeing.
Oh, it's your first item, yeah.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with you.
So, like the way you said it was like saying that I said boots are bad in the mid lane. Like what?
Like never get boots.
I'd never say that.
No. Obviously, every hero needs boots. But my point is, that
like against the Razor, you want boots or windlace, and or wind. Like you want one or the other or both.
Well, the issue is that if you go for those items, though, and this is the point you're making. Yes, I'm just quoting you. Really, is that you lose the lasting power, right? And as a Lina, like you're losing the lane regardless. You're able to stop a static link, but you lose the lasting power because if you go boots, he goes boots, and he has a stable current, and he'll out lane you regardless. And this is going to happen again. You have to get the life strike array off.
But it's like if Lina goes boots to react to the Razor, then Razor has to react to Lina's boots by buying boots, so you both slow each other down.
I guess that is true. But does Razor not win from that because Razor can farm a bit more?
Because Lina has Dragon Slave.
Oh, I guess that's okay.
Like Lina is losing this lane simply because static link is being used by Razor. Like she doesn't have boots or windlace, so she can't outrun it.
She wants to go for a bottle though instead, and then she's not thinking about the boots.
Good position from Shadow Shaman.
That's fantastic.
The trouble is the shards make this awfully difficult.
She has Shackle still though, but he has to catch the Razor. Okay, static link will be broken. They can't fight back. Even Dragon Slave though burns up this Tusk. You still got 52 damage on your static link. You're relying on the Fire Soul for movement speed right now, and it's also true that Razor has a better natural movement speed than Lina, so it's just not working as well as in stable current. He even goes for 1 point in plasma field. This is the ideal build as Razor. Like, you might not like it, but it is exactly this. If you can get this build and you don't lose the lane because of it, this is perfect. Because you have killing potential with Puzzle Field Slow, you have farm potential on Stable Current, and you have Static Link level 2, which is the highest value point in all Static Links. Points.
Bounty runes. 3 for the Radiant. VT Faded getting the only one up top, it looks like.
Okay, there's a... This is just for this battle. I don't really understand what this was for. They can't kill Velo, can they? No.
They're harassing him.
That's a lot of harassment.
He can't show on lane anymore. Like, you're putting him within kill threshold, right?
Ooh, look at her build. I'm loving this one. Perfect. Usually you don't see this, but you get 3 points in frost arrows early. Just to be able to slow the center. That second and third point is what makes the difference between you having boots mattering and you having boots not mattering at all.
Oh, Shadow Shaman, nice. Oh, did he not see him? It's nighttime. You'll see him now for sure.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, look, there's a Velo here.
Yeah.
He has a magic stick, but even with that, it's not going to be enough to actually use shackles.
With that move, you know, they make sure the Velo cannot return to lane.
Okay,
He's gonna have a
stump. Retaliate, twin stacks, but he realizes he can't stay here near the TP. And there's a rotation from Mikoto. Ooh, it's fantastic. Light Strike Array to keep him in place. Velo's gonna die a second time.
When you see that Lina shift, you want to make a move elsewhere. They do try and jump the Sand King, but they can't get Pelosi's tag team close enough. Even with the Glyph of the Creeps and the Catapult under that tier 1 tower, they couldn't close the gap. Winter not near enough with that Wyvern.
This time we're seeing something similar to the game we saw with against Geekhem, right? With Velo is absolutely losing his lane. But he might have still recovered. He had 8 last hits. Like, his net worth is below the tusks. Ooh, he is poor.
He can jungle.
Yeah, he can jungle. Yeah, but he's not as good as the old center used to be at jungle. And I say that, you know, because he wasn't good to begin with. Let's remember that creeps don't give you retaliate stacks. It's pretty big. And your double edge is not as effective anymore as it used to be.
So sad.
I mean, sad and good, right? Because they got the advantages for retaliate. So, yeah. I don't know how you would argue about Centaur. If he's good, better now after the rework, or better before. He just does different things.
Yep. Sven has fallen back into the jungle, giving Winter Wyvern just a little bit of face time with the creeps, while Razor is also clearing jungle stacks here, so seeming to want to accelerate and hide off the map. So the Shadow Shaman, Sand King, Undying can't keep tabs on them. You know, we think about the laning stage prowess here of the Undying, of the Shadow Shaman with the Drow Aura, and even Lina rotating with his smoke, looking for the Centaur, but not finding anybody on their way through. Maybe they can deward that Obs?
In the middle lane, they catch a Kamru.
He's on the Dire ramp.
Yep.
Interesting.
They're gonna... Oh, Mikoto could be... No, it's a Tusk. He has no mana. He was going to the Shrine. Laguna Blade to the face, and Tusk is dead. So just small pickups that are happening here whenever opportunity strikes, but it's still Boom ID getting the upper hand by a lot. And we still haven't seen Fervin get that... Oh, no, he actually has the marksmanship. I'm expecting him to move to jungle relatively soon, try to get those Ancients. Does he have any Ancient stacks ready?
Well, he's got the Dire Ancient stack.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's only one stack. It's not a massive deal, and he might even get caught out.
Okay.
As he tries to retreat from it. Stun range, we're getting closer and closer, but Drow, speedy, quick on her feet, will escape. That's one of those situations where, you know, if Centaur had a slightly better lane, he would be level 6, he would have that Stampede, and that would be a dead Drow, but they all time it really perfectly there as the Radiant.
But they force out the God Strike to take this small stack, which is not as efficient as it should be. Meanwhile, you as Drow have a triple stack, I think. And a dual stack here and a dual stack here. So you're getting a fair amount of creeps just from there. And this should allow you to outfarm the Sven. With something net worth, and we'll see that Drow is slightly leading in net worth, but this is after Sven took his ancient stacks. So Drow has a lot of potential gold coming here, and this you can start seeing a lot of a farming increase for this Drow.
I find it interesting that they are just giving the Sand King free reign to farm away top. Winter defending the tier 1 with Splinter Blast. He is closing in on level 6. It very much has become a passive farming game for the Dire side. Razor back in the jungle, Sven in the triangle. Winter Wyvern, Centaur, and Tusk, the 3 heroes showing on the lane, so it makes it difficult for the Lina to actually find any valuable pickoffs. Yeah, she is 2-0-0, killing off the Tusk and these supports. Not ideal targets, though, for her.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Around the bounty runes, though, we might see a bigger clash in the next 20 seconds. Down bottom in particular, Sven and Centaur both eyeing up the runes, with Tusk arriving as well. Shadow Shaman, Lina, Undying, all posturing. to try and contest this, and Tusk just wants to go high ground, up onto the ramp, the Hex. The Shackles onto the secondary target. It's the Centaur who stampedes but doesn't get enough distance. Polosin will grab the bounty rune though, as they force the tombstone at the same time. The shards block out the path of advance. The Hex on CD comes off just in time, and the damage from Lina should be able to finish him off. Okay, Jokum. Yeah, alright.
He tried to grab the gold and run.
You snipe it.
But they managed to finish him off together with a Centaur, so what might they continue the domination? Yeah, you lose the bounty rune. You know, it's not that big a deal, to be honest. The Razor did win the lane against Alina, but now you're starting to see Alina recover with these small kills. She's rotated more effectively than Razor, and this is what you're talking about, right? That MYSG is playing this very defensively, kind of just farming right now. Whereas BO3 is trying to rotate to get kills, and it's more effective for the Lina playing this way, ideally. And Drow Ranger is just out farming everyone here. With these stacks working wonders for her, she's 800 gold above this Sven.
It's an interesting situation though, because I feel like, yes, the cores of the Radiant, they are advancing, they are in a decent spot, but the supports aren't having the same luxury. Shadow Shaman, he's got 3,000 net worth, he's looking okay, but I'm worried about the Undying, because he really can be dead weight on a lot of these teams if he doesn't have a good early laning phase and can't pivot from that advantage into the mid game. Getting levels and experience absolutely vital for him, but even just having boots to his name would be nice. Oh, he gets them delivered. There we go. But I feel like in the next coming minutes, especially the next, well, the first big team fight that'll come up between these two squads, Undying might just be a hero that accomplishes nothing. Might have a 5v4 on our hands.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, we were saying this before, that the transition between the early to mid game Undying is the hardest to do. Oh, bottom lane. Tag team used, and yeah, this is that. With the transition from Undying from the early game stages to a mid game hero that's actually useful is the hardest to do. And right now he's just gonna be a walking tombstone. I just don't know how you play it. We have seen a couple Undyings, and I have never seen an Undying actually transition successfully. It's so difficult. You just play a position 17 support that does nothing but occasionally save your heroes and lay down a good tombstone. I can imagine Kestute is bored out of his mind at the minute 20 or so, doing absolutely nothing.
Oh, does Polosin solo kill him?
I think with a no, he has that Walrus Punch.
No punch.
They actually really, he should have waited just a bit more. He has Walrus Punch now, but no tag team, which is unfortunate. They could use Tombstone if they really want to kill him. They don't want to waste it though. DK.
Dragon Slave range is just about here.
Oh, Dragon comes. Polosin's like, nope.
Makoto wanted it. Yet again, Polosin is kind of out there on the map showing himself, but it's space created. You know, Razor has literally sat in this jungle area near the Northern Dire Shrine for a solid 4-5 minutes. Bracer, Wraithband, Drums, getting ready for this early game, and we look at Sven's item build as well. Opts to not go for the Midas build, which we've seen become very popular on these Svens, going Midas, Echo Saber, Blink, BKB. Instead, straight into the Echo Saber BKB, so definitely indicative of the pace at which MYSG wants to play at. They just need Centaur to try and catch up now. Vanguard done. Try and line up into that Blink Dagger potentially to jump the Drow. I think this Dire team, Blinks and BKBs are really all they need to deal with the Radiant lineup. Drow and Lina both incredibly squishy. Drow eyeing up a BKB as Lina finishes off her Yule Scepter. But if they get jumped, 1200 HP each, 1500 on the Drow, yeah, it doesn't look good if Centaur and Sven get in on top of them. Okay, Fervian finishes off the Hurricane Pike, so at least they've got some maneuverability.
Yep. It's going to be difficult to fight her off right now with the amount of gold that she's getting. The lack of BKB on the the Blink, sorry. You have the Stampede that you set to position yourself, but the Gust still screws you over. You need the Blink and the BKB to properly get back into the Drow. We haven't really spoken to FBZ, but actually went for a very different build than we usually see on the Sanking, going for a Veil Discord first, and now a Blink Dagger. So he's gonna have mobility and a good amount of damage, in addition to considerably buffing the Lina's damage. Who went? Oh, okay, so we're seeing Alina taking advantage of the Drow Ranger for the 30 damage, 125 cast range, and going for a much more traditional Lina build. Straight up Yule Scepter, no Ether Lenses yet, perhaps none at all. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a physical damage Lina as the game goes on.
Yeah, even going in for the treads. They claim the bottom tier 1 with Serpent Wards. Sand King, you were mentioning Blink Dagger, yeah, 400 gold away. with that Veil, they could very well, pre-dire BKBs, have a window just to blow up heroes like Razor and Sven before they get the jump on anyone.
Got it.
Money to burn.
Where is Winter right now? Yeah, Winter! This Wyvern really is just sitting around near tier 3s, near tier 2s, looking just to clear out waves, defend towers for as long as possible. Snowball top. Centaur is moving forward. Sand King still a reasonably difficult hero to kill though. 700 HP remaining. 12 HP regen per second.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Cool, 12 HP regen per second. Wow.
Sand King.
What? Where's that coming from? Is that really just his strength?
Powerful gamer.
That is ridiculous. Okay.
Dire's middle tower
He has nothing. Okay, that's surprising. He has Blink Dagger now, by the way.
tower is under attack.
So that's pretty big. Now it's time to really initiate with a Blink Veil Discord and a Lina in your team. You're more than good to start going on. And now I want to see what Mikoto's second item is. I wouldn't be surprised if it went for a. I would like a Hurricane Pike here actually. They got an extra 4 staff. You can play with a physical damage Lina, which is seemingly the build you're going for.
I think you go Lincoln's. Maybe
Lincoln's?
not second item.
I don't know. I would like a 4 staff second item and then to a. I wouldn't mind a Lincoln.
No, 4 staff Yules is real awkward.
Because
Yule's Shadowblade, okay. So that's the classic build, and then into Lincoln's or BKB.
yeah, okay. I see the Shadowblade. I like the Shadowblade. It's just full physical damage. I wouldn't mind seeing a Crystallis early though, like we saw last game, and then transitioning to something more defensive.
Very slow game for the Dire team though. They haven't accelerated as quickly as they would have liked on this Sven.
Yep.
They do want to hit this 20-minute timing though.
They'll
They'll have double BKBs on their cause. Tusk already has the urn working on his Spirit Vessel. But I think Boom ID here playing incredibly quickly. Sand King, Drow, Undying move up to top. Shadow Shaman with Lina, they are lurking in the shadows just a little bit further south, and maybe Lina finds the Wyvern. No, not going to be able to close in on Winter.
These Boom ID guys are playing, they say, quickly, but also to their advantages, right? Going for this build with a Veil Discord and the Blink and Sand King means you're online much sooner. You don't require those pushing items too much because you have a Drow after all. Like, you're golden with a Hurricane Pike especially, and she's going straight for BKB, which is a fantastic item for early game team fights. The Lina with the Shadowblade Yule Scepter is also a build that comes online pretty quickly. Perhaps not as much as the Aetherland's Yule Scepter. You depend much more on kills, but regardless. And the Shadow Shaman went straight for the Aetherland's. Since he's playing position 4, Undying is playing position 16, you get the Shadow Shaman Blink Aetherland's relatively nice damage.
This is important. Sand King just TP bot, showed himself on the map. So here's the Stampede. They need to close the gap. Get on top of the Drow. Hurricane Pike to the low ground. It's ready. They'll make their move on the Undying, and it's a quick and easy grab, isn't it? Centaur, Snowball, saved.
Or maybe not, because he's now at the mercy of the Drow, destroyed with the shackles. Killing off poor Poloson as well. Lina makes quick work of him, but Jokam killed off by his own teammate.
And the Sand King Epicenters the Razor. Another great grab by Boom ID.
Nothing to say, we'll have nothing to say while dead, as Boom ID picks off 3 at the expense of 2 supports, but they get 2 cores in the process, so very much worth it here.
Good idea by the Dire team. They see the Sand King show bottom. They realize he's TP'd down there, but the speed at which Sand King rejoins that fight to catch the Razor on the tail end, and the repositioning that this Boom ID squad have, with that Hurricane Pike on the Drow and all the vision around this area. Look at the triple wards. On the top of that ramp down in towards the middle lane, they saw every single Dire hero move forward, and it's going to be another quick high ground push. 18, 19 minutes in, this time Boom ID's third, to try and have a crack at the tier 3s.
But Boom ID won't need to right now, necessarily push too much, not in any rush really. As long as you reduce the Sven's area of effectivity, that's your goal right now. We'll see, because right now we see a Sand King actually rotating away from the build they was going before, and now transitioning more into the utility build that's so useful on a Sand King as Mech. Interesting, okay, Mech and then Vanguard apparently, as opposed to finishing up Greaves. We'll see.
I mean, Greaves is so expensive for what it gives you.
Yeah.
Like this early on, Greaves is like less effective for the money you spend compared to like a Vanguard, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I can see that. Crimson Guard's super useful in this game against a Razor in general. Stops a lot of this Vents damage as well, which you're definitely looking for. And the Shadow Shaman is inching closer and closer to that Blink Dagger. He's actually almost beating the Centaur in terms of net worth, who is...
Yeah, Centaur, 6k. He's a solid 3,000 behind the Sand King, which feels pretty bad.
He's been forced to go into this build, which is like Vanguard Blink, but not even Hood. And the early Blink on center doesn't feel too great. It means you need that extra mobility. And you don't have any of the utility. There's the Stampede used by a Centaur. Joka might die. Nice snakes though. Stops the Shadow. Stops the Tusk for now, but ends up dying regardless. In comes the leader to help out, but the BKB on Razor makes him invulnerable. Essentially, Kesky trying to survive with those BKB. There's the epicenter. The BKB finally gone. They cold embrace him. Can they kill him off afterwards? Laguna's place committed just to murder this man. And now with the Shadow Shaman coming back in, thanks to that buyback, they're able to finish off the Sven as well. Again, 2 core skills off at the expense of 2 supports and I guess 1 buyback. And with the Shadow Blade, they go on further. Winter is literally melting. As here comes summer, murdering you down.
Unfortunate that the Sven there. BKB's faces the drow and just Hurricane Pikes down into the river, into the low ground. So Sven with his fresh BKB, 10-second duration, wandering around like a headless chicken, not sure where to go, where to run, or if he wants to try and actually fight into it. And a great counter initiation from that Sand King. Perfect place to get that epicenter blink burrow strike forward. Even if it was a Laguna Blade to take down the 10 HP Razor through the cold embrace, they get some massive kills, claim Roshan off the back of it. And Boom ID in great stead now to keep pressuring forward. They don't even need their Undying to do anything in these team fights.
Thank Grace, because Undying has just a huge...
Kesky's like, oh, I'm gonna Tombstone and Soul Rip and then die. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's your job as Undying anyway, right? But this time it's being effective as Undying. So that's all you actually need to do to win the team fight. And you're going for the... Look at his build. He's just trying to build a Bracer. That's the life of Kesky. But honestly, the fact that you can have an Undying as this super sacrificial support is working out for the Shadow Shaman, who loves being a greedy support if you let him. And now he has the Blink Dagger completed. That's a Blink Dagger with the Ether Lens, with the cast range talent soon to come out on him as well. And that's a pretty long Blink range. As they now scuttle down to the bottom, hoping to find Velo. But Velo does not want to be found. He has no TP though, so that's a lot of wasted time. And Mikoto knows he's around here.
Lena's coming for you.
Can he find him though? Velo's making himself a little house in the trees. Mikoto's like, is he here? No. You can't run, but you can hide.
Come on, Centaur. Oh.
Radiant's middle
Daytime.
tower is under attack.
It is daytime.
Dyer's bottom
It's daytime,
tower
but
is
Velo
under attack.
is still... He has TP. It's such a difficult situation.
Dyer's
No, he's finally gonna come out. He's like, he's broken himself out of the trees. He's no longer in a prison. But while he's been doing all these shenanigans, they've just been pushing the tier 2. Yeah, not caring at all about the center.
All he wanted to do was cut the wave to stop the drow hitting his tier 3s, but Lena did an exceptional job, making sure he can't cut the wave and stop this push. Fervian railing into the buildings. So
There's the
drop
Ooh.
as well.
Not the best placement for the snakes. Couple in the hide in low ground.
Backstab coming in from Sven and Centaur, though. They have the Centaur blink, the Sven blink, the BKB's ready. They'll jump on the Shadow Shaman. Quick, immediate, dispatching of the Rasta. And the Hurricane Pike expended by the drow already. She's got a BKB and a TP of herself, but might be forced to just pop it and run. Fervian holding on, waiting for the Aegis to be used up first before BKB TPing, I assume, because Mikoto's Lena has no option but to just hide in the trees. Drow standing her ground, fighting through with the help of the Sand King. Fervian's BKB maybe nets them a kill onto Velo Centaur, who's incredibly strong and beefy. And the Winter's Curse delays it all. And Drow Ranger destroys the 2 heroes to the left-hand side, while in the southeast, Mikoto does get picked by the remaining 3 Dire heroes. Good defense of the high ground by Moscow. They lose the tier 3, but they pop Aegis. Get a couple of real nice, solid kills.
That ends up being Boom ID. You know, having a bit of a haphazard team fight. Definitely not the one they wanted to have. They do have a really good Sank in there, saving the drown. We saw the effect that we were talking about in the draft. That burst, like, so powerful. But of course, losing your Lena there so early, not ideal. That backstab really helped out. And of course, not having your Shadow Shaman, he's been really important this game. Being able to hex the Shackles to a very important target, stopping the Sven ideally, or the Razor. And those BKBs, impactful of course for Moscow as well. We see the Sven BKB and the Razor BKB now going down to 8 seconds.
Winter at top. Always okay.
He's gonna be okay. Yeah, the TP, they don't want to fight this, but they do find out Undying. Who cares? Honestly. This is Kesky.
Not a hero.
He's not a hero. He's essentially a glorified creep. Mikoto might be more important, but they're not going to go for him either. He's going straight for BKB afterwards. He did go for the 4-step after the Shadow Blade. So, I'm happy about this. I like that build.
I was wondering, how does Undying have 2k net worth? Like, he's got boots, 1 stout shield. He's got a bracer on the courier. Oh, yes.
So cool.
Shadow Shaman very aggressively blinking forward. Oh, hunting. Lawson from this high ground.
Ferdy, careful. You don't want to walk into the high ground without vision. It goes after immediately. That's like when you piss yourself in a fight. Like, oh. Thank Christ he got away. He's going for E-Blade next, which is a great counter to Sven. I like that build, actually. Very creative.
Yeah.
And also, the highest agility item in the game. Often people forget about that.
Goes Sep to help them.
Okay, EPICENTER, and with a Hex, they should be able to stop this. No shackles coming out, and instead, it's Yokam who gets absolutely murdered. FBZ still wants to continue this, gets a Berserk onto Poloson, and Poloson will unfortunately die here. Unless the Snowball gives him some more space, and his team helps him. No, his team is leaving him to die. Laguna playing the backlines as well, managing to murder Vivella.
No buyback on Centaur, no gold strength on Sven. A double damage rune for the Drow. If she sees it, that could have been maybe tier 3 in Rax if Ferbian had spotted out that DD up at top. This game's starting to become very certainly Boom IDs to lose. As they're the ones taking out shrines, and a pretty early timing here, having taken that bottom tier 3 already. Serpent Wolves level 2 are ready. Didn't get expended in that fight simply due to Shadow Shaman getting blown out of the water so quickly. So Boom ID definitely have this second wave of aggression that they can bring to this dire base once they've got their lanes all pushed out. So Drow grab the DD, TPing down towards bottom lane. Looks like they'll commit for the bottom lane of Barracks then with Serpent Wards, double damage rune. Try and get as much utilization out of these tools as they can. And they are playing into their own vision. Double observer wards, triple observer wards around Shrine, and that high ground down bot. So they'll jump the Centaur here. Hex into Sandstorm, Burrow with the Veil. Throw it all towards him and blow him up as he doesn't have flyback. because to try and catch the back lines. Wyvern wanted to save the Centaur, and this might just end the game. No buybacks on either of them, and the Barracks are falling.
There we get a domination by Boom ID and Miscal. Unfortunately, they don't find a way to stop this. They do find a Senking in a terrible position. The E-Blade comes a bit too late, couldn't save his teammate in time. Boom ID decides to move back. Mikoto's like, oh, it was lag. That's why Senking died. Lag. Undying.
PC Mati.
PC dead.
That's what Mati means.
Is that what it means? Dead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, someone murdered their PC. Ironically, it's Undying whose PC is dead.
Jang and Mati.
Maybe they didn't notice until now because they were like, is Undying doing stuff? I don't know.
Sand King Balik Fountain.
What does that mean?
Telling you. Keeping this language a secret from you.
Jesus Christ. There are good people in this world, and then
I'm not one of them.
No, 100%.
I'm certainly not one of them. Sand King with mech off cooldown dying. Feels bad, man. Sven.
I mean, he was in a terrible position there. I don't understand why he was so far away from his team.
He wanted to go in.
I'm like, oh yeah, but like, it's not the right play to go in by being alone. You're forgetting that Sven can still kill you. I mean, they took Rax. I think the play there, to be honest, was just to go with the Drow and take the Rax calmly. We use the Sanking more as a defensive option in case they try to go on you. Because he's been doing that really well until now. This was a bit of a blunder.
A blunder.
It was. Indeed. A misplay.
They just retreat here.
They should.
Don't need to finish off the ranged Rax, right?
No, and you don't care. I mean, you don't want to fight with the Sanking, right?
And they haven't taken Southern Shrine yet either.
Sven activated God's Strength as well here, so he's ready to fight. There's BKBs available on both Sven and the Razor. This is very, very bad idea to fight. You need to Force Staff the Lina forward. Force Staff the Drow forward with Alina's Force Staff, then Hurricane Pike on the Drow, get away, TP, and Shadow Blade away for Lina. Because invisibility equals invulnerability. Yeah. That's why the words are so similar.
Sven's blink is on CD. Like, there's no way that the Dire catch on the way out.
The Razor could try his best. Pull some... No, there's no snowball either. Never mind. No.
There's no way that they catch. Maybe they get Shadow Shaman on the off chance that, like, shards connect and they...
Close him in.
Yeah.
Or on the off chance they misplay, or I guess you could concern not a misplay.
They still have Serpent Wards though.
Like they could stay is another option. Like, we're saying that they should leave, but they don't have to play defensively. They don't want.
Yeah, Sanking dying there is a pretty big problem for.
Yeah, it is. But
what do we have on Courier? Hurricane Pike, Crimson Guard.
it's only the Sanking is dying. If the Sanking has died without the enemy team committing BKBs, right? Which means that your Gust is now useless if they go on to Drow with BKBs, and there's nothing that Lina can do either. Don't
what?
Don't put messages in the chat.
I misclicked, guys.
The Chinese and the Russian casters would be like, "Who's this scared boy?"
Well, the thing is, my tips are in German.
No,
Crystal Maiden und Lina sind Schwestern. Sie müssen die Kasernen des gegnerischen Teams nicht zerstören, die Türme in der Nähe des Ancients. I'm stopping now.
Just stop reading these.
Krieger, die mit einem Necronomicon auf Level 3 beschworen. Cool.
That's your German learning after 3 years in Berlin.
I mean, apparently
are you native in the language already?
Completely atrocious. But no idea what the Dota 2 tips are saying. So yeah, boom, they come and take the shrine, easy peasy. Wait for next Roshan cycle. 1 minute until fast spawn. Nothing needs to be rushed.
Procs in a ward.
Easy game. There's no need to rush anything here as boom. Just wait for Sand King to respawn. You've got all 3 lanes pushing in. Even if you feel like you want to go on Serpent Ward's high ground, I just don't think you should risk it.
This guy's blinking now. And the medallion. He's going for solo crest. He could be quite wrong. There's still a chance for the enemy team, or for Dire. Pascal is definitely not out of this game. They just need to jump the Drow. If they manage to do that without the Sand King stopping them, with ideally a Stampede and perhaps the Blinks as well, which Sven now has. You know what? I wouldn't mind a Blink on the Razor. He's going for Shivas as well. And if you're going to go for Shivas against a Drow, you might as well go for the Blink as well.
I wonder what the reason Sven not going crit is.
Because he hasn't had time to... Oh, okay. Why he went for Sanjin Yash as opposed to crit, you mean?
No, why is he queuing up a Soul Cure Ass and Nullifier instead of over Daedalus? I mean, Nullify makes sense against the E-Blade, the Ghost Scepter. Yeah. The Yule Scepter as well.
I wouldn't mind...
Attempted catch.
I wouldn't mind seeing a crit either, I agree. But the Assault Crest I'm not a big fan of, though. Again, you're up against a Drow. Is it just for the attack speed that you're getting it for, or for mitigating some of the damage?
Is that, yeah, armor.
Yeah, but the Drow ignores it. When getting pure armor against a Drow is...
The other heroes, Serpent Wards and stuff. And
no, I mean, there's other damage, but it's just ideally...
Right, she doesn't 100% ignore it, right?
Yeah. Only with marksmanship.
There's still physical damage.
No, I understand, but it's not an ideal item when you could be going, like you said, for crit. I understand the point, though. But same with Shivas on the Razor, like, usually this build would be better with a Blink Dagger. That smoke can be revealed easily. FPZ is going to be found out. He has a burst strike available, but he's going to use to get away. Instead, the Undying is left alone. Why is Mikoto standing here? Is he planning on fighting this? He just gets caught out in the background. They go for Fermin as well. This is what they were ideally going for. Jumping on Fermin. FPZ is charging up the Epicenter. Goes in. Burst strike to Sven. Now the Epicenter is starting to hurt the Razor as well. Sven is too slow to get to the Drow. Ends up dying.
Meanwhile, Lina does get picked off by Centaur, Wyvern, and Tusk, but the Razor and Sven unable to fight into the Drow, who now picks up a double damage rune and is hunting for more. Taste blood in the water, and Tusk, oh dearie me, the Gust doesn't quite land. Noble will dip back into the corpses of the Hellbears, but a couple of taps out and an E-Blade slap down from Drow will secure it. And Roshan in about 50 seconds time, I believe.
I'll take that.
50 seconds time, I believe. Roshan.
Do you want me to confirm it for you?
Yes, I need to know.
It is 50 seconds time.
It's 50 seconds time, I believe.
Is it? It will come back in 50 seconds, as you mentioned, which is going to be contested by Boom ID. They're going to take it. They don't have much difficulty. Satanic is going to be the next item on Fervian, so even harder catching him out. And... yeah, I mean, this Boom ID just really is kind of waiting for the enemy, or I guess Mescal is waiting for the enemy team to really make a mistake they can take advantage of. Even here, when they technically ran at the Drow, they were unable to withstand her damage, even close by. She didn't have the marksmanship on her, and she was still dealing more damage than they are. That's the problem. You really should not have a hero that can beat you, even with the ability that's supposed to be the one that makes her relevant. You gotta reduce her stat gain again. I don't care about this. You need to make her so that she gains, I think, 1 agility level. I think that'd be fair. That'd be fair. 1 agility per level, 0.5 strength.
What planet are you on?
Intelligence. What?
Don't be rude to Drow Ranger.
She's been dominating every single... Look at her
Yeah, I mean,
damage.
you just change marksmanship, honestly. Make sure she can't insta-kill Ancients at level 1.
Or just...
Decrease the
never.
percentage chance on it. But I don't think never. Like, having level 2 or 3 is fine, because it takes so long to get up there. It's just the fact that you can go Ancients at level 7, level 6, and immediately get like 1,000 gold with no risk whatsoever.
I want to do the League of Legends nerf though. I just don't want to see her in my games. I don't care that she becomes balanced or not in this regard. I'll be honest with you. I just don't want to see her anymore, ever. She's defined this whole meta. I despise this woman.
I'm just glad that Abaddon hasn't been picked or banned these past couple of
I
games.
don't understand how Abaddon bothers you and not the Drow. Has Abaddon defined this meta? Nah.
I mean, you can't stop what Abaddon does.
You cannot stop with Drow. I guess you can go close to her, but you saw here that's not effective, right?
What? No, you can block camps, you can contest camps, you can steal Ancients.
Oh, right.
You can't stop Abaddon from using Mist Coil unless you kill him.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Like, there's no counterplay.
Yeah, but it's not as oppressive as the marksmanship on Drow.
It is.
Just hate that.
Having Mist Coil being used 12 times in the first minute and a half of the game is insane.
But you have a support who then doesn't have a stun, and you know that means something. And then you also have an Abaddon support. He's not that great as a support. I don't know.
Tower is under attack.
Just nerf both heroes, please. Nerf Oracle too. Senking misses the stun. And there's the Hex to capture. Shackles of the Shadow Shaman. Tusk in trouble. And killed. Maybe not. Snowball actually will stop the TP by FPZ. Wow, that is sad. This is just sad to watch. Poor FPZ just lost 50 gold there for nothing.
They even glyphed mid-tier 1 as well to make sure that the Dire didn't get it, because they made a real snappy decision.
Yeah, to try
and
to
they
go
saw that the Tusk ran off to the left-hand side. They came into the mid-tier 1 trying to claim it, but very great map awareness from Boom ID to stop that from occurring. And off the back of 1 kill, it is just a Tusk, but it opens up Roshan for them. Serpent Wards, Drow Ranger, in we go to the pit. Aegis, Satanic, on top of the Pike, the E-Blade, the BKB, and Cheese in her backpack.
I love when you have difficulty grabbing things because the snakes are in the way with new snakes, and you're like, oh, my cheese, oh. Mikoto's close to getting that. He actually has Crystalus, I believe, on the courier. Yep. He's getting inching towards that Daedalus, going for the full physical damage build with that Fire Soul per stack, sorry. And he's going to go for the attack range level 25. Not so impactful though, as if you go for magical damage build.
Oh, Centaur mid might be in a spot of bother actually. Hex.
Yes, he might.
Shackled, and Lena with the Shadow Blade very swiftly moves into the mid lane. Centaur has buyback available.
Look at Lena go!
Likely.
Machine gun, Lena!
Just have to use it right here, right now, because Drow knocking on the door of your mid lane barracks.
And yeah, Drow, look at that. Try stopping that hero. Is Mist Coil do that to you? Look at her go, taking those drags like they're made out of paper. Water Puncher, all you want. She'll murder your kids, she'll eat your family. Drow Ranger taking your rags. She doesn't even care about your backdoor protection.
And that's a Centaur buyback that accomplishes nothing. They're looking for the loop around from that southeastern side with Tusk Centaur preparing themselves, but they can't jump the Drow. She's got Aegis BKB. Lena hiding herself off the map.
Even
the Shadow Blade hiding away, can't catch her. Just good positioning all around by Boom ID. Put the Drow on the front, pretend that she's a Medusa. Just let her hit buildings.
What is there to say? Like, this team has just taken a tower where the enemy team threw everything they had at her, and Drow Ranger just like ignored them completely. As long as you have the Aegis BKB and even the Hurricane Bite to some degree, jumping on her is so difficult, and Boom has done a great job of managing to just save her all the time.
We've seen great teamfight execution from this Miskow side though. Cannot be forgotten that if they get the jump here with a good Winter's Curse...
A really good Winter's Curse. Joke, I'm gone.
Some support
is joined.
Did get placed.
They do get placed. Aegis might be lost on Fervian, has the Hurricane Pike. Not going to use it just yet. He needs to get some space between him and the enemy team. The Epicenter's here. Okay, slows down the Razor, and Fervian's back to attacking. That BKB works wonders for her as they now go for the Cold Embrace target. Look at her disintegrating him. The power of lightning means nothing to this Drow. FPZ walks in just to grab that war, and now Fervian continues with her Odyssey. His Odyssey to murder every single building, hero, and thing in existence. The Walrus Punch catches him. He has a Hurricane Pike still and the cheese, by the way. Snowball to try to finish him off. They forced him twice. Nice burst stopping the Tusk. And with the Shackles, Sven has nowhere to go. Sven is now at the mercy of this assassin.
The power of Drow compels you.
Of Drow compels you.
Game 3.
Well.
Game 1 flip, game 2 flop. Power Scout. They've got some work to do. That boom ID looks in game 1. Game 2, they look absolutely spectacular when they've got Drow in their hands. Would not be surprised to see Drow return to first phase ban.
Thank God.
After this kind of game.
Even the Shadow Shaman.
Dire team ban.
Radiant team ban.
Like, general people who are used
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Seconds remaining.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
No, that's very insightful.
I mean, I've given you a half a definition. I can't.
Not the first world. I mean the fucking fact that half the population is retarded and that I should just kill myself. It's just easy. So depressing.
No, like you're in a privileged position.
No, I'm a fucking moron. I'm thinking that if most of the world is dumber than me, then the world is fucked.
This is why we have Brexit.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh no, that's not right.
5
No,
seconds
that's
remaining.
whatever. Why am I doing this? He dropped us in the chat, getting mad at the Boom India comment, just telling people off the.
Radiant team
It's
pick.
fucking hilarious. Hello guys and welcome back to the SCA Regional Qualifiers. We're here in the last match of the second best of 3 of the day to see who is going to go to that grand final and fight against Fnatic and who's going to go home and cry. Boom ID, your power of MYSG plus Australia, power of Malaysia, Singapore
seconds remaining.
and Australia.
Don't cry.
Not their power, it's just Australia's just
5
along for the
seconds
ride.
remaining.
We'll see how that works out for them. Boom ID with the second game win. Power of Pau Mescal with the second win.
The power
The first win.
the power of Pau Mescal.
The power. It's
So much power.
so much power in this team. Your casters for today. Myself, the Swordfish, and King.
This guy over here.
I mean, they don't know where you are, so they just hear you like a disembodied voice, you know. You might as well be the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
Dire team.
that's me.
That's how you were calling him. John Oliver. How's the draft looking, John?
Or Seth Rogen.
My favorite one is Seth Rogen.
Yeah, that's me. Sanking Lesh for Boom ID. Their drafts are getting stronger and stronger with these openers as the series progresses. Honestly, I'd be a little afraid if I was VT Faded and Winter trying to draft into this. They definitely got shown up in game 2,
10
but they
seconds
banned
remaining.
draft. Most important part of this draft is they banned draft. We're very
5
happy, we're
seconds
pleased.
remaining.
We will not be seeing her in this game. Earthshaker, to start things off, I like the fact they're giving Pelosin one of his signature heroes in the first phase, because we've seen a heck of a lot of these teams ban out Pelosin heroes first phase, you know, Shadow Shaman, Rubik, Nyx Assassin, Earthshaker, and then he's left thinking, what am I going to play? There's no Rubik, there's no Shadow Shaman, I have to play a Tusk. And he looked okay on Tusk, but I don't think it fits the dynamic of that team where he very much is that position 4 counter initiation, team fight winning position 4 with his heroes.
No, they played a couple things very well. The Tusk Snowball kind of got countered a couple times, right, with the sinking burst, like being able to just get a multi-stun for free. And we also saw the Undying. I will say, you know, we're not the biggest fan of Undying transition, but his early game is uncontested, of course, very strong. And he is a hero that does have... did stabilize the lanes for Pao Mescal, so it's a good pickup for them. Oh, sorry, for Boom ID, so it's a good pickup for them. Let's see what they go for now. We have the Earthshaker Oracle as the first two picks. A Sanking Lash, though, is very, very strong. And Earthshaker Oracle, it depends a lot on getting an okay kill potential in the early game, so you can actually utilize that Earthshaker effectively. And of course, the Blink Dagger pickup. Right, if Sanking beats you, in fact, Sanking doesn't even need to beat you in Blink Dagger pickup. He doesn't need it as much as Earthshaker. Earthshaker is dependent on them.
This opening is very much initiation versus counter initiation, though, right? Sanking Lash, very good. Even at the start of the game, level 1 from laning stage onwards, are getting the double stuns, chaining the disables to catch kills. Whereas Earthshaker and Oracle, very much fog heroes. They play from the fog, they play from hidden zones where they are positioned, hiding, ready, waiting to strike with Blink Echo, with False Promise and the saves from Oracle. Whereas Sanking Lash, much more front-facing. Sanking, you could maybe argue, with Blink Dagger, can play from the fog from time to time, but more often than not, he will be that primary initiator to jump in, catch targets.
It's
Juggernaut and Sven, bye.
I like the Juggernaut. I mean, you were saying earlier the Juggernaut is quite a nice counter to the Sanking plus Lash combo. So it makes sense that you're banning that out, and meanwhile Pao Mescal is trying to ban out the Sven to see if they can pick up the life stealer themselves or the Juggernaut. Let's see. They banned the Abandon that you love so much. So taking that away, it's very important for counter initiator. The Abandon sometimes allows you to just continue the team fight, and it works really nicely as a position 5.
Especially when you have such a heavy damage dealer in the Lash. Having a position 5 Abaddon just to save
5 seconds remaining.
one of your targets is pretty key.
Exactly.
And it trades well with Oracle, right? You think about the Oracle Purifying Flames nuke damage, Miss Coil can mitigate a lot of that strength from the laning stage.
It's a good hero to be able to stop any kill potential from Pao Mescal with your Earthshaker Oracle. Because the idea here behind my idea is just, how do I save my heroes early game? Like, you really need to consider that in case they do go for stronger cores with kill potential. And here's the Razor from YD. So already starting out with some strong lanes with the Lifestrike and Sanking combo.
Stealing Razor away from BT Faded, and also deterring, like you mentioned, that Lifestealer pick that they potentially were looking towards.
You can still pick it, but it's not as good.
It's real bad picking like Wraith King, picking
Like
Lifestealer, Ursa.
Troll.
Even like Doom and heroes like that struggle pretty heavily. So they're going to take the Lina versus potential Razor matchup for themselves in that mid lane.
We've seen that happen though before, and they did not go well for them.
Maybe one of them will buy boots.
You need boots. You might just go for Windlace, and that's already enough. Like
That's fine too.
That's fine. Just buy it. Movement speed. Yeah.
10
Get away
seconds
from Static
remaining.
Link.
So Boom ID with the 4th pick. And I see a lead. So you already picked your mid, which is interesting. Usually don't come out this early. Actually, Boom ID can still swap the Razor around. I mean, we'll see. Not many heroes beat the Lina in lane though. But it's not like you have a much better option.
Do you just pick TA now?
For Boom ID, I wouldn't mind that actually. You banned the Co-op already, which is one of the hardest counters, and if they want to learn Lina support, it's crazy. But you know, I like the TA pick actually for Boom ID.
Lina support's not that crazy.
No, but that's why. Like since you banned the Co-op,
Fnatic did it, and
yeah, but then you have to run Earthshaker 3, which is crazy to be honest. It has not been really effective.
fine. It's not crazy.
Like it can be done. That's why I'm pointing out that since the Co-op is banned, you can't pick against the TA that just wins you the lane super easy. You can still go for something like a Viper, but it's not as strong, or a Venomancer. But then you're picking a Viper or a Venomancer. Everyone knows the V heroes have been nerfed this patch. Well, I like the TA. I'm still calling for that. Winter Wyvern. Okay. Not the biggest fan of this hero against the Lina, to be honest. You set up for the Lightstrike Array, and you set up for... Or the Laguna Blade, just murder someone if you want to cold embrace them last second. You got much physical damage you're mitigating, honestly, but you are stopping potential picks from Pao Mescal. However, Razor already does that. The picks that Winter Wyvern counters, like Lifestealer, Troll, Ursa, are the same as Razor counters.
It's teamfight reset against Oracle, Earthshaker, Lina.
Yeah, it is, but,
seconds remaining.
Again, like Boom ID very much...
want that.
The aggressors, they're the guys that move forward, look for picks.
Like
You can Winter's Curse the Oracle, he dies. You can catch the Earthshaker, it's pretty good as well. You just stop the reinitiation, or you you're able to reset the team fight, opening up for like sacking and Razor to get long static links, epicenter blinks. Deuce of this game.
Or who? Oh, right.
Just in general.
Not there. Who, do you want to pick her?
Completely ignored.
You could pick her for BO3 still.
Could.
Deuce has a decent matchup against Lena.
Champy.
Like, you want to stop the possibility of a Lena support, so you want them to somewhat commit to either a second support. Sorry, so either an offlaner or a carry. I would pick carry here for Pamiscal in case one still consider that Lena support, honestly. And the carries, like, you have very limited amount that work. You want to carry that deal magical damage that doesn't get crushed by the Razor. What options do you have as a carry, actually?
I mean, carry options is not the issue I have with Pamiscal, right?
Really?
It's Velo. I feel like if they don't have a good laning stage for Velo, then they don't have a game.
Okay,
we've seen his Underlord, we've seen his Centaur really get shut down in the laning stage, and that allows the opponents to collapse onto his tier 1. That allows a lot of these aggressive supports to start roaming into the jungle and finding your other cores.
I enjoy the Bad Rider pickup. I think it's pretty good. You can actually lane in mid. Worst case scenario, if you want to ruin the Razor from running at you.
Heavily reliant on magical damage though. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. But you're up against a Winter Wyvern Razor, so...
No building hitters either. This final hero has to hit buildings really hard.
The AM ban. Interesting. They could run a 4 protect 1. That's another option, right? Not necessarily be a building hitter, but just have something that can be a super strong late game core. And how can BO3 stop this magical damage? You have an offlaner. No, Sanking is your offlaner. So you have a...
Sanking can buy the pipe and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
If you need to. Like, Razor is a supernatural early BKB purchaser. Lifestealer, a solid ban with that Rage, and Wraith King, the final pick.
Radiant team
Picking it into Razor, picking it into Sanking Lesh.
And Winter Wyvern. So...
risky one. They've got one of the, like... That game yesterday where I really thought that Pamiscal like had been outdrafted completely. This reminds me of that game. The one with the Legion Commander, I think it was.
Yeah. No, that was before. Legion Commander was like 2 days ago or so.
I can't remember which one it was.
The last pick is the Weaver. I actually love this pick up against the Wraith King. Lena is going to have a really tough time getting the right stack array. You have a way to crush the bug, literally, with the Earthshaker on Poloson, and that's fine, and better as well, but I'm assuming Weaver's going to go Linken's this game. Well, I don't know.
Actually, with Static Link, with Winter's Curse, Edict,
really
so much physical damage to ramp up with a minus armor. And Weaver's super good against the bat. Like, you can leave him in a 1v1, so you can actually tri-lane into the Wraith King, who already struggles against Lesh Sand King. You could feasibly even put the Wyvern down there just to double down and lay it on real thick.
I like what BO3 is proposing. I think it's a very... You have a good combination of physical and magical damage. You have a good amount of push, counter initiation. The initiation probably a little faltering, only having a Sand King, but it's fine. You don't need any... Like, it's good enough. And Pamiscal, they have a good pick-off potential. The lanes, though, are going to be a struggle for them. Well, I guess not so much, because the Wraith King is not going to lane against the Razor. There's no chat. So, he's going to be up against a Sand King. Not the easiest, but not either. It's the mid-game when that Razor has enough movement speed to just kite the Wraith King and also Static Link that it starts becoming a problem for Pamiscal. You need that range from Wraith King before you start fighting. And Nothing to Say has to have a pretty decent lane and start putting some pressure.
I'm worried for Velo again. He will have Poloson helping him out a little bit.
But
Fisher, Napalm, Firefly. It's pretty good at catching a hero like Winter Wyvern, but if Wyvern's just hiding in the trees and Weaver's the only hero you can actually initiate on.
Is his lane going to be against Weaver Winter? Yeah.
It should be, right? Unless they decide to try and force the try-v-try.
But in that case, you don't get too much of an advantage.
Let's see where they head out to. Sanking Lash is the natural pairing. They will start off moving up to top. We've not buying a magic stick early on. Should be able to buy one from Side Shop in a couple of minutes.
You ideally don't buy a magic stick. You can help it. Like, the side top. You never buy anything like it, but in the useless side shop that has like 6 items. That side shop guy, like this guy went from a big, you know, big to medium business owner. Texas really screwed him over. Now small business owner at best. So sad watching Dota economy fail.
What's that mean? Bakso, dini bak, Iribos. Oh, they're talking about food. Misoto.
How do you know this?
I lived in Brunei for 6 years.
All right, I keep forgetting. I ask you a lot. So can you translate?
Saya cakap bahasa Melayu.
Does that mean you speak?
I speak Malay. Sedikit saja.
Why they teach you to lie? Why is that what they taught you?
What?
Was it?
Not lying. I've read a lot of menus, so I know food. I'm a chubby boy. What can I say? Give me some mee goreng.
What a cultured caster we have.
Yeah, dude.
Unfortunately, no language I know ever wins a tournament in Dota. So
Unlucky.
unlucky.
The battle begins!
I'm hungry now. It's time for char kway teow. Let's go eat. Let's go to Southeast Asia. Let's go Singapore, dude. Let's go Malaysia. Let's go eat.
Tournament organizers, Gareth wants an
Let's go
invite.
Indonesia, dude.
Indonesia.
I go. We can go to my old hometown. Go to Cibubur. Go Jakarta. Let's go.
Okay,
Look, they're tri-laning, dude. I'm happy.
good. I'm glad you're happy. It's a strong tri-lane, I think, with a better.
Oh, are they? They're wandering around.
Now Winter's reconsidering this whole tri-lane. I mean, you're Wraithing.
Radiant's bottom tower
Is Wraithing going to be
under attack.
facing Sinking alone? What is
They
happening?
want the Weaver against the better matchup. That's the key. That's the one that we know that they want. So Fervian goes down bot against Velo.
But they
and-
win
and
the musical lanes now.
They do, kinda. I'm just wondering where Winter heads and where Peloson's going to go, because I feel like top lane should be try. I don't think Wraith King can stand against Lesh Sand King.
Well, they're going to kill the Razor though. That's a really nice rotation. Get a kill along the way. Winterwire might be a bit too late. She doesn't have Cold Embrace either. He's trying to help Mikoto. Mikoto has nowhere to run. First blood. Good job, Miss Scow. This is what you should be doing.
Tri-lane mid, apparently.
It's the best place to
Man.
try lane.
Earthshaker.
And then you TP
Oracle.
immediately.
Easy plays. Top lane, though. Stun into stun. VT Faded taking a bit of a punishing. This is why you need Hero of the Round to help out that Wraith King.
Unfortunately, we've talked about this before. Even though the 2 stuns are great for Sanking Leshrac, it's just not strong enough to actually clear damage. You need the ball getting sand from. Or even Caustic Finale.
Again? Oh. Fisher didn't block the Razor in. They tried to give it another go.
That was a really good start though. If you get an early game advantage for the Lina, then the Razor will not have such an easy lane. And we might see, oh, look at what's queued up for Lina. Some boots. She's planning on this time getting some movement speed.
Yeah, nothing to say knows. He knows.
Yep, he's learned from the last matchup that he saw where the Razor destroyed.
Yeah, but like you were saying, the kind of musical lanes early on means Weaver is at an XP deficit. Oh, Mikoto taking a pounding from Lina. She's bringing Mangoes out on the courier, so she will be able to refill. Oh, there's a regen rune top. Never mind, she can refill with that, having already scouted it out.
She's
Perfect.
happy about this. She already has Dragon Slave, 600 mana more.
Top lane, is there another split earth? Not in range. VT Faded barely with that Wraithfire Blast creates a gap to get away from the Lesh.
Yeah. So, right now the top lane though is still going to some degree at the favor of the Wraith King. He's farming quite okay actually right now. That's 10 lasses. The Lina's winning the middle lane, so your lanes are going in your favor. This is what we were talking about in the early game. That should have happened for Miscal.
It's not comfortable though for the Wraith King. Yes, he's last ticking decently, but he's burnt through a lot of regen.
Yeah.
And it's not safe, comfortable farm. He's putting...
He went for an early point of Vampiric Aura to get that healing up. Which is good. I kind of like this actually.
any kind of sustain.
Any kind of sustain is useful.
Weaver 6-0 against the Batriders 13-7, so Velo, much better start for him.
Nice Fade Seeding stopping some of the damage. They need the Valkyrie to actually combine those damages, and now they're going to try to go for FBZ, but Faded thinks twice about this. In the bottom lane, as you were saying, Velo could be in trouble again. He's burning his counterpart, and the Battle of the Flyers, Velo wins. He's also a dragon, right? So, takes down KSQ. And that's what you were talking about earlier, that you can still kill
Top
on the
again, Wraith King.
Oh, mid as well, Mikoto. Are they going to continue this? There's a rotation here. Polozon blocks him. Polozon's not fat enough. Unfortunately, Razor can get away.
Can't believe that Wraith King survives through it. Such low HP, no HP or regen remaining. Go on, Winter, give him your last tango. One tango remains. Do they go for this level 2 Burrow Strike? No? Winter with that Fate's Edict. Just a threat in the back of their minds.
Yeah, you have to consider though. We'll be seeing here by MYSG. Oh, that's a nice Burrow Strike. Level 2, freshly gone. There's a Fate's Edict. Sorry, there's the Diabolic Edict. Fate's Edict cannot save you from that because physical damage. And they're even going to take the creeps. Come with me, he says. As he gets a double lane experience. Good job.
Beautiful stuff. If you can't catch the Wraith King, catch the Oracle instead. Winter has those boots though now. Can create a bit more of a gap between himself and these nasty top lane Radiant heroes. But across the board, Power Scout doing exceptionally well. Batrider is farming through jungle camps, so a little bit of inflation on his CS for sure. But with the bottle and the refill from these bounty runes, he's going to be able to keep himself in lane and play the map as he wants to, already cracking level 5, so 3 points in that Firefly. While Weaver, I don't want to say he's struggling, but it's definitely not been an easy ride in this bottom spot. I think a similar story for the Razor as well. This Lina just shoving out the waves and controlling equilibrium, forcing Razor to some extent to farm back in the medium camp, and it gets scouted by Pelosin. They see Makoto every step of the way. And hey, look at Winter. Repositioning for a mid lane grab. KezCube feels it coming, so does TP as a preemptive reaction, it feels like here. Additional one, TP from Lesh, as Pelosin will bail away. 4 heroes, all swinging into action mid lane. Saving that Razor from sure death, but he might still fall. Lina's damage fairy fire there. Ooh, barely scraping away with 30 HP. Fisher, oh, doesn't cancel the salve.
Thank God with the salve, it's not cancelled yet. Split Earth, they thought about it, but nothing to say. He used that Arcane Rune quite effectively. So difficult. So the rotations here are starting to be proactive at Boom ID. They're starting to predict when the Dire team will come in. MYSG having a tougher time dealing with Mikoto, but what they've done until now is put so much psychological pressure that the Lina has won the lane in terms of assets by a lot. That is a deficit of 1,500, 1,600 difference between her and the Razor. So already a lot. She's able to go for a lane dominating build with double null talisman into the bottle, now getting boots, but I mean, being able to get boots now as opposed to in the beginning, fantastic against a Razor. It means Razor did not have much impact. And he, instead of going for the ideal build, has to go for 3 points into unstable current to actually stabilize against this Lina.
Yeah, he just had to sit in the jungle, try and stack and build up bank back there, but a good deep observer ward from the Dire is going to spot out his maneuvers from that mid lane, while Radiant focusing a lot of their ward coverage on watching Pelosin's Earthshaker. He's going to start off bottom, Fisher into lasso, this Weaver's caught, does have time lapse and 9-1 charges, so a difficult one to finish off. Fervian will survive. Keep himself in this lane for now.
Yeah, the magic wand is still ready, and of course he has another time lapse here, but the 1 point swarm means he can start being aggressive. They do decide to go on him. Velo finds KezCube, just wants to cancel that clarity, being annoying.
Top lane reincarnation did just get popped. Jokum and FBZ pairing up to bring the Wraith King down. Force with level 1 reincarnate is always very nice for them.
That's what, 2 minutes? No, 3 minutes
like
and 20
3
seconds.
minutes, yeah.
3 minutes and 20 seconds. That's a long time to wait for the second incarnation.
But then you look mid, right? This Lina being given a free lane gets so much damage onto the tier 1, while Razor's farming jungle, forcing Lesh to come and try and defend. But Leshrak could very easily here get caught by a Fisher into LSA. If he oversteps even just for a second, they catch a glimpse of him, he's dead. They
have Lagunas as well, so I mean, you might not even need the LSA, honestly. Laguna and an auto attack will kill you here at this point. There's 450 damage level 1, minus 25% resistance, you're around 325.
Pelosin TPing away from Weaver. KezCube TPing away from Batrider.
Fervian trying to fight Velo to the death, has a time lapse. And he has a haste rune as well in his bottle. He could have chased it if he wanted to. I don't know if he had... I guess he just wasted Gemini attack. It's only level 1. You can't quite kill it. And level 1 Gemini attack has been nerfed and nerfed and nerfed over time. Now with a 9-second cooldown. Absurd.
Low and steady start for both teams.
Oh, that LSA into the Razor. That was drag. That was... You know, if you had used the extra fire soul stacks with your combo... Nah, I guess Lane's playing it safe. No need to waste a Laguna Blade.
No need to overstep either. You know that there's nobody's on top lane. Wraith King's ditched. The Sand King Lash have both removed themselves from top lane, so you kind of know that they could be lurking in behind that Razor. And now they'll show. 3-4 heroes mid, making a play with a split earth onto Batrider. Velo's gone. Lina does have the gag tanked for her by the Batrider.
Well, he does his job, right? Which is the off-lane tank, I guess, to some degree. And you're giving some space to the Wraithing in the process.
But he gets the Earthshaker a bit of farm down bottom as well to finish off Arcane Boots, which is real nice for him.
Yeah, Paulson. Also, we've talked about how important it is the one-tap on Earthshaker. So again, it's early game farm, so you don't have to waste on the Arcane Boots. Midas on Wraithing already. 5 minutes in, not the fastest Midas, but it's not bad either. He's doing second net worth. He's quite happy, honestly. He's beating the Weaver. And despite Sanking and Leshrac having a pretty decent impact in this top lane, they are not beating the Wraithing themselves.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Weaver now finally getting up off the battery. There's a dust used with the lasso. They're going to catch him Sanking. With the Wraithfire Blast, Sanking is most likely going to die here. FBZ cannot withstand the sea of fire and flames. Joka on the next target, but unfortunately he'll TP in time. As now in the middle lane, they do try to get the kill onto Lina, who has low on mana. But she'll be fine with that Arcane Boots. Going first item, Yule Scepter. We're back to seeing classic Lina. No Ethelins just yet.
10-minute bounty runes. Or Pelosin. Or takes it. TP's home. Pervian really wanted that additional bottle refill. While up towards top, did we get both of them for the Dire?
Yes. No. I don't. Radiant got 2. Oh. Yeah, so it's 3. It's
2 for 2.
No, it's 2 for 2. Yeah. Bottom.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So hard. I'm sorry.
They will try and pressure bottom tier 1. It starts to become this shifting sands of a map. Everyone's looking to take down early objectives like the mid tower, getting denied by the Razor. Nothing to say, gives up on any chance of claiming it for himself, while bottom Fisher connecting onto both of them.
Nice.
Jokum's gone.
It kind of acknowledges that Fervian, he's not killable right now with the time lapse. He had it active. But they are being so aggressive that he's not able to get that Midas early. And that does mean that the Wraithing will be out farming you considerably. Let's not forget that Fervian does not go for a second farming item. Oh god! Actually walks in the range of a sentry and he gets caught out. Not expecting that sentry pulse on. Smart. Proactively predicting that.
And this all comes from them defending that bottom tier 1 with the TPs from Wraith King, bringing the Lina in after she tried to take mid tier 1, even though they got denied. They get themselves a good couple of kills, the defense of their tower, their objectives, and they get to push out this bottom lane. Important for the Dire team to take control of that Radiant jungle. And in the meantime, while this is all happening, Velo has been farming top reasonably safely. Has Winter in behind him, who is lurking around, trying to get level 6. Should crack it off the back of this range creep. So now he's got False Promise to save the bat if he gets jumped on. When he gets jumped on by the Sanking and Lesh. It's going to happen. Sanking wants this kill so desperately. They're trying to chip away at the Batrider to get him within kill threshold. And they'll start things off now. Okay, Sanking wanted but couldn't get close enough. I'll take the tower as a consolation prize.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that is... It's okay, you took the tower in the process, right, which is something you need right now to just speed up that Midas on Weaver. And you're getting closer to it. It's a pretty late Midas, though, despite the bottle and the magic stick. You're much below the rating. As I was mentioning earlier, rating does get a second farming item, so you even speed up your farm further.
Razor's going to die mid, maybe. Mikoto does feel it coming. Leshrac, though.
Okay. What was
the classic
there?
He wanted to hit the Earthshaker,
but was not aware of the smoke. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's the showing of the Yule Scepter now. Lina, incredibly farmed, has Nulls,
Razor,
Arcane's Yules already at 12 minutes.
Nice. He's going for the Aethelon's build, so we're going back to seeing the magic damage Lina. Razor's going to finally hit level 10, though. 15 agility is massive. Now you can actually start putting some pressure, and we're going to see again that Sanking build with the Veil Discord.
Nice.
So what are you boosting here? You're boosting your own damage, obviously. Lesh and Razor to some degree.
Yeah, Lesh, Razor. Just like Veil plus Sandstorm is honestly pretty ridiculous on its own.
It is. But obviously if you have a couple more magic damage. Like last game, the fact that you boosted the Lina was huge. You have the Midas finally coming on the Weaver 30 minutes in, so, okay. And now Diffusal Blade as a second item. Double mana burn is the ideal build for the Weaver, especially when you're up against a Wraith King. A decent counter. No, not as powerful as a PL.
This is where we start to watch this Weaver really race up the level board.
Yeah, with a 35% XP gain.
Yeah, level 10 with Midas and the Talent.
At Talent,
you can stay on the map and keep playing.
Such a strong... Like, that's the only build that makes Weaver like slightly viable nowadays, right? Because she is not picked at all. We saw the same thing with, was it Nico Baby? when they played the Weaver, and he got level 25 before anyone reached level 20 in his team.
Tower is under attack.
Pretty crazy.
Whose drums were they?
That was Bat Riders.
Who's he drumming away from?
He was drumming to go towards the Weaver, thinking he could get a lasso. No, he thought he could get a lasso up.
Okay.
But Weaver TP'd in time.
Oh, we might get caught by the Lash. It's a level 10 Bat against a level 6 Lash, though. Firefly's back up in 7 seconds. Nice lasso TP, though. Easy escape.
That's very cool.
Down bottom. Shrine popped by Weaver Wyvern. Invis Earthshaker.
Is he in this rune yet? There's a dust as well.
I don't think he got spotted picking it up either. They were pinging out the Oracle and the Lina, definitely.
We're gonna have to be careful. Echo Slam is ready.
Have a damage.
There's the Echo Slam. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Lina's here.
Done. Let's strike array. No need. Laguna Blade straight up, and the bug has been squashed.
Midas off cooldown. That's a massive Pidus right there. Poor Weaver. All he wanted to do was use the money hand.
I'll take your tribute.
Bounty runes. That's going to be 3 for the Radiant. Sand King does grab one of the top ones. Doesn't fall back for the secondary one. Wants to farm the creeps instead. This is the period of the game where Wraith King really is just tapping his finger on his watch, saying, guys, just calm down, wait a minute, I'm going to have my relic soon. Then we can start looking for fights to get me towards that Radiance recipe.
Yep.
Use this Lina right now to play aggressively. Try and find Kez Cute. Won't be able to.
Once you get that Radiance, the Razor loses a bit of effectivity, especially the Weaver as well, right? You want to fight really close to a Wraith King usually with your Shukuchi. That's not... I mean, the Radiance damage is quite considerable towards the Weaver as well, who doesn't have the highest HP pool early on. She is going to go for the Linken's build straight up as opposed to the Diffusal Blade. I wouldn't have minded Diffusal Blade before Linken's, to be honest. Just to be a bit more effective. But I understand the need for Linken's here against the Laguna Blade, against the Lasso.
Against everything.
Yeah, it's just everything. I mean, even the Wraith Fire Blast blocking it with Diffusal is quite nice, or with the Linken's is quite nice.
No real deep vision here for the Radiant either, so they don't fully have themselves aware of the situation. Wraith King, Lina are building up pretty quickly. These hard-hitting items. Fervian trying to play as a mobile observer ward, tries to scout out the bat, but Bravels and Drums already here for Velo, means he's speedy and quick on his feet. Connection with the smoke as Oracle and Lina swing up towards top lane. Sand King, Lesh and Weaver smoking themselves. Might just clash head to head around that top bounty rune area.
Or might just miss each other completely.
Might just pass each other by.
I don't know if that was on purpose and they realized there was something there because they saw the Bad Rider and they thought maybe the Bad Rider's not alone. Because otherwise, if they thought the Bad Rider was alone, they would have just gone up and tried to kill him.
They have another smoke here. I feel like Dire just re-smoke and move again.
Or maybe not. They get discovered here. Okay, the Burrow Strike stopping the Bad Rider. There's Light Strike Array. Fate Seeding saving him. Very good Fate Seek with False Promise Winter. Still not dying here. Fervian is really trying though. Finally gets the kill. Time-lapse immediately afterwards. And with that Oracle kill, they'll be happy to walk away, take the objective instead. Mikoto now pushing a bit harder. No Static Link extra damage, but he still has the 15 extra agility. And comes the Wraith King saying, guys, this tower is not falling. That is my royal decree. From behind, Kessu gets finished off with nothing to say, just getting a quick Laguna Blade, and then here, a lasso onto the Weaver. This could be a problem as a Light Strike Array, and it's done lock, and the damage is sufficient for him to have a time lapse. He'll die to the Firefly. Echo Slam stopping this initiation, but Mikoto cannot be deterred from murdering everything around him. Now, finally in trouble as Wraithing comes back in with a Wraith Fire Blast, keeping Mikoto in place and finishing him off, but not before. Mikoto can do the same thing with his teammate, the Bad Rider.
Man, the Swagger King just walks in, doesn't care, has that level 2 reincarnation, says, come at me, yeah, let's go, let's fight. I don't have Radiance yet, I've got a Relic, so I'm going to whack you into the ground. That Weaver, stuck in the fire, stuck in all of that AoE damage, gets absolutely cleared up. And even with great initiation from FBZ on the Sand King to get the 2-man burrow epicenter going, clears up the Lina, finds a couple of kills in the middle of the battle. It just wasn't enough sustained damage or sustained life from the Radiant side to keep battling through the second life of the Wraith King. And of course, Oracle respawning and TPing back to the tower helped out significantly towards the tail end of the fight as well. This is now Radiance for Wraith King done.
The moment when you have to fight towards the, through the second life, but not only second life, is the second life near the tower, right? It's similar to how the Titan or Ravage, you always go right, not near a tower, never near a tower, because the TPs can always come in, and it was very similar for the Wraith thing. Radiance finally finished. Now, another smoke that goes from low to high ground. Not ideal. VT Fata gets enough response time to be able to stop the Sand King. Now the burst, right? They can't catch anyone. He has a blink dagger though.
Another smoke that comes to nothing.
So Agnim's is the second build on the lane. This is another smoke this time, but this time from MYSG. So it's just taking turns smoking up, right? Trying to get that kill that really allows you to take objectives.
Such a close game, kind of draft and playstyle wise, that it very much is trying to just get that jump, catch heroes, and play off into objectives.
Out of the bat, did he cancel TP? He did. He was going for FPZ instead. Realized
The creeps die.
No, he cancelled it because he wanted to go for the Sanking. But instead, Sanking goes on him. Velo losing his life in the rotation here. From the MYSG with the help of the Fissure, they do kill the Earthshaker, but he sacrificed himself for something ideally. At least the Leshrac dying, perhaps Dragon Slave with the extra attack rate or cast range.
Laguna Blade, the Sand King.
They do have the Laguna Blade, but they can't see the Sand because of the Sandstorm. There's no sentry there to help him out. Fervian finally joining the fray. He did decide to go in the end for Diffusal Blade over that Lincoln Sphere. Let's see MYSG regroups near the shrine.
Super weird fight.
Yeah.
Like, Winter's Curse mid definitely screws up the Dire's plans. But Earthshaker blinking into the middle of 3 or 4 heroes without Echo Slam, just trying to finish off that Lesh.
I don't know if he was trying to finish off or just get like some time with a Fissure, right? So that his teammates can come in time and then sacrificing himself in the process.
Still real risky.
It was really risky. It was not the worst of ideas, but your teammates were not close enough. Like, you miscalculated that to some degree. Because if they're close enough, they should be getting to you around the time of the Fissure, right? Like, if the Fissure ends, they're already there, and they can combo off. Leshrac is definitely not worth your life. Especially because Earthshaker... I mean, he has Blink Dagger. I guess he doesn't care that much about losing his life for gold. Nothing to say it's close to level 15. That's pretty big, because that gives you a huge damage boost.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen!
And they're waiting for their next cycle of items, the Blinks. That changes the dynamic of this Dire draft significantly. Wraith King and Batrider Blinks on top of the Earthshaker one that you've already pointed out.
Yeah.
Means that they're able to kind of triple jump. Every time you buy a Blink Dagger, it increases the value of the previous Blinks.
True, because they can all jump in with you, right?
Every time jump in, you got people to follow you, you got buddies, you got friends.
I like the trowel boots on the Batrider early as well. We've seen quite an impact in the fact that he's been pushing lanes all the time as well. He's been able to put pressure by killing a couple solo heroes, at least threatening. Velo did commit suicide last time, but the trowel boots have been helping out to make sure that the pressure from YD is not too oppressive. When you're up against a Leshrac, it's very likely because he's on for Greaves.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I was just about to say, something the Dire don't have that the Radiant do is that Mech, Greaves, Carrier. You know, Earthshaker very much Blink, Force Staff, Shadowblade, Aghanim Scepter.
Can't afford going Greaves on Batrider.
I mean, yeah, Batrider's probably going to go BKB as his next item, honestly.
Yeah.
Go Blink, BKB, Wraith King after Blink.
We could see Oracle creases. We saw that one
round or something.
No, that Earthshaker is dead.
Yeah, he's super dead. Oracle.
Winter as well. He actually went a bit too far, hoping to get the False Promise off, but instead sacrificing himself. This means no False Promise for this next tower defense that they do want to go for. I don't know if you can anymore.
Should be a tier 2 take here. They've got Glyph on the Dire team, and a lasso grab. Sand King, their main initiator. Radiant team lose their massive teamfight hero. And this is real good for the Dire team if they can get another couple of kills off the back of it. A good LSA into Wraithfire Blast. Weaver dropping low. Time lapse back to safety. But this might just be enough to defend their mid tower.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah, Boom
is
ID have to
under
retreat. Oh, and Wyvern. Maybe you get away with a TP here, but it looks unlikely.
Okay, never mind. Keski wants to die, apparently.
Is under attack.
Good defense of the tier 2. Off the back of that, that's a tier 2 into potential Roshan or another teamfight win for the Radiant if Boom ID kept going forward.
Yep.
But instead, it's a couple of kills that go the way of the Dire team defending their tier 2, and now they are the ones in that position to platform around Roshan and start contesting the pit.
That lasso was very good, right? You get a... So you acknowledge the strength in your lineup is the single target pickoff rather than the team fight. Yes, they have the Earthshaker, but the enemy team has a Sank in the Winter Wyvern and the Leshrac to some degree. So,
Smoke time.
being able to get a single target pickoff there, stopping the Sanking, which is the main initiation for the other team, it's perfect. That's the way that you stop their push. MYSG playing that appropriately, and now going for Jokam. hoping to get this kill here. Skeletons have been summoned, and Jokam has been killed. Sorry. As the fissure here comes out, and
You see the strength of the multi-blinks there, though, right? Immediately 2 heroes on top of the Lesh, then the 3rd hero, Pelosa, nearly catching Sand King with the Fissure. But it's gone from a tier 2 attempt mid from the Radiant to a tier 2 take by the Dire in that mid lane on this Radiant side of the river. They immediately back up, not overstepping their bounds whatsoever.
gonna have Ags on Lina completed, so this is pretty big actually. There's no BKBs yet on the enemy side, but the fact that it's pure damage, like what it was level 2, so 650 damage, that's already a bit more than half of Weaver's health in just a single spell. It's quite a difference, especially when it's only 40-second cooldown, or 60-second cooldown, sorry.
Super good against the Razor as well.
Yeah.
Very often you can think of Razor as similar to DP in the way that he likes to take or disengage from team fights. Static Link, just draining people away. As long as he's got that big damage, he's happy moving forward. But Laguna Blade is, you know, a lot of the time in Dota 2, damage isn't necessarily about killing people. Like, damage is there as a deterrent to stop people feeling comfortable. It's there to put people within kill threshold. It's true. You know, you pump a Laguna Blade into a full HP Razor, you take him to 2/3 HP, and all of a sudden, the parameters within which he wants to perform, the kind of rate. You think about it like poker. You know, you play off the button, and you've got a certain range of cards that you want to play with your whole cards. And it's the same thing with HP and mana values in Dota 2. As we lose Jokum, that's fine. It's just a support.
I see your point. It's a resource, right?
Yeah, it's a resource that you use, and if you're feeling like my 60% HP isn't enough to walk forward into this 5v5 team fight, then it's a win by the Dire team already, before things actually start off.
And this is relevant with the team. I mean, they do have the Last Shark with Guardian Cleaves, and I guess the Winter Wyvern Cold Embrace, but if the only sustain you have is a stun, essentially, on you, right? So it also sets up for a potential kill, so yeah, you are totally right. That Laguna Blade damage can do a lot. It can be very versatile. And against the Razor, particularly, who went for BKB Hooded Defiance, like, you're nullifying 2 items in a single pickup.
Because we often talk about setup stuns. That's a very easy concept to understand, you know, a stun into a chain stun into a chain stun. But there's also setup damage. It's more prevalent in the laning stage, where, you know, you see people cast their spells and burn through early mana pools to take opponents down to half HP or 20% HP. So then with the next wave of spells, they actually look for the kill. Or you force them back to Fountain, you know?
Indeed.
Same kind of story. Oh.
What?
Oh.
What?
Wraith King has my favorite item.
Oh, the Ags.
He's done. He's completed it.
So we were talking about this last time. Like, yeah, Ags is great with Wraithing with low cooldown spells, particularly Lina, for example, with the Light Strike Dragon Slave. This build is great as well, because eventually you'll get the 6-second Dragon Slave cooldown. Yeah, the Fissure, even the Enchant Totem that comes out constantly, very annoying. And the Oracle with a constant Purifying Flames, right? Oracle is certain to die every single team fight, so Ags gets you an extra Fate's Edict or an extra Purifying Flames. It's pretty big, actually. I love the Wraithing Ags. I think it's a very fun item to watch in gen.
It's massive.
It also gives you a ridiculous power peak when you first grab it. Also, it's very fun to watch that Wraithing. He gets the Ags effect even when during Aegis, no? I know one of his reincarnations can the Ags effect. Oh no, you can get the alright. No,
I don't understand your question.
So you can get the Ags effect. So like, as in you're dying and you respawn, right? When your reincarnation is still on cooldown, and if you're off cooldown when you come back, you reincarnate regardless.
When your ghost, when your ghost dies, it's when your ghost dies you actually die.
Yeah, exactly. So you can get the Ags effect. Yeah, which is very, very fun to watch.
So with like. This is what I was saying with Overthrow, you know, going Ags Octarine, what you can do is basically never die.
I mean, that's what used to be the build on Wraithing, no joke, like Radiance Ags Octarine.
Yeah.
And then you'd have Reincarnation that was like, what, 30-second cooldown? Plus the 7-second Ags, so technically you only needed 23 seconds.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
You'd have a very minimal window where you had a chance of actually dying.
Yeah. Not like Wraithing right now is easy to kill to begin with, to be honest. So we'll see. And again, I do like this pickup with Oracle, particularly, because you burst them down. Lina herself is going for Lincolns. That's going to stop Winter's Curse mainly, and Lina is a prime target on Winter's Curse. Because you hate catching the Wraith King, and the only other core you really care about is, I guess, Bat Rider? Yeah. But Bat Rider is never going to be in a position for a Winter's Curse.
Their structures.
Weaver right now about to hit level 20. I can't press the damn button. There it is. So it hasn't actually accelerated past the Wraith King or the Razor. They're all sitting around level 19, level 20. So even with the 35% XP Talon and the Hand of Midas,
yeah,
he's done all right, but he hasn't done exceptionally well.
Well, I guess he would be doing much worse, right, if he didn't have these two things.
Yes.
So this comes to show how much MYSG has been oppressing them in this game. They've been playing really well to their single target elimination. I was mentioning this earlier, with the Batrider and the Lina, you have so much single target damage. Lina's already at level 18, which is huge actually. With Aghanims, that's 850 damage out of the Ags, and Weaver still at 6, it's still half her HP. Or his HP, sorry.
Well, that's Lincoln's done now, finally.
Lincoln's done the Weaver, true. But you can cancel the Purifying Flames. It's not the hardest thing to cancel this game.
Yep. Batrider BKB. All done and done. So right now it's a waiting game around that Lima Lincoln sphere, it feels like.
Yeah. You don't really need any more items. And you haven't revealed the Ags on Wraith King, have you, yet? So that's going to come as a pretty big surprise.
They've probably seen it one way or the other. They definitely have seen it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm just hopeful.
I mean, Sand King was standing here and Wraith King was standing there. They for sure saw it. No team wants to step into the pit, though. Dire afraid of the Winter's Curse, Radiant afraid of the Blink Echo. So they're doing this dirty dance around the pit. But the trouble is, Batrider is incredibly powerful at shoving out these multiple side lanes. Oh, but Bat might get caught out now. Lesh. No Dorado Vatos with this build. Went straight Arcane's mech, so doesn't have the catch. Batrider grabs one bounty rune and bails away that dangerous spot as they immediately smoke us 4. Boom, moving back towards the Roche pit quickly. Want to try and catch BT Faded Racing up at top. His 2 lives though. Will be difficult to break through, especially with a Winter Oracle just behind him.
Earth Strike. Catching 2. Can they stop? Nothing to say? No. Maybe they should have concentrated with the easier target impulse. Do they want to re-engage onto this? Top lane. They're chasing after the Oracle and the Wraith King. They might just die here. There it is. Wraith King, BT Faded, needs 40 more seconds. I don't think they're going to get him to him. They're going to kill him twice straight up. There, make use of your Axe Body by dying. Wraith King absolutely useless, attacking the Swarm Bug, as that matters. The Earthshaker does as well, but not with the Wraith King Axe effect. So it does absolutely nothing, that team fight. Revealed for what? Gets cute. Also bought back in a team fight, but here the fact that you kill the Wraith King twice is massive. That's
some severe overconfidence. Wraith King kind of alone top, had the Oracle offset 1,000 range behind him, looking to try and defend the Wraith King, but with Bat TPing bottom lane to push wave, and Lina Earthshaker sat a million miles away, closer to the Roche pit than they were to the Wraith King himself, meant that a quick couple of TPs to the shrine up north, catch the Wraith King, catch the Oracle, they chase them down, and Power MYSG just in disarray. They're split across the map 3 different ways. It was kind of a bizarre setup for them. Maybe a miscommunication, or maybe just them feeling that they are so powerful that there was no chance Boom ID jump on them. But Boom ID, they know when to exploit the weaknesses of their opponents.
That Aegis on the Weaver is also pretty big. As we were saying, the Weaver kind of fell off a bit. Let's see the levels again. Weaver, look at that, topping the charts in levels now.
Yay!
22 levels. She's back to being, I'm gonna keep changing her gender. I don't care. She is a she for me forever.
He.
She.
It's a he. It's a he though.
I don't care. I'm changing her gender. I decide her gender.
No, you don't.
Anyway, the Weaver has the.
Stop being a fascist.
Jesus Christ! Don't use the F word, Chad. Fucking hell.
Feed.
Fervian has the level 22 now, and the level 25 for this Weaver is actually quite massive. And that extra movement speed bonus against the Wraith King particularly is really, really important to kite her around. And similarly against the Lina as well, right? You're not going to hit the Lifestruck against the Weaver. And you're going to... What do you mean, sorry, one bathroom?
Someone really needs to pee.
Like, can you imagine they were just, like, doing that in the middle of the match? Like,
I mean, they drank too much, you know, iced Milo. They've got to go pee.
What's ice Milo?
The drink.
In Indonesia?
Sure. Yes.
Is it actually?
Yes.
Okay.
Why would I lie to you? You're so paranoid.
Just called me a fascist. I'm not gonna believe anything.
Well, you're saying you're gonna oppress the Weaver and choose the Weaver's gender for her.
A Weaver used to be a woman in Dota 1. I don't understand what this gender change.
I mean, Puck used to be a he in Dota 1. Now it's
Puck was always a woman. Fairy Dragons?
Okay, well, whichever way it was, it is now an it.
It's an it? It doesn't have a gender?
In Dota 2, it is gender neutral.
I thought...
It is agender. Asexual.
We are such a progressive game.
You don't know these things. I do. Stop oppressing Weaver, though.
Do what I want with this Weaver.
Nope.
Okay. It's my Weaver.
You do not have consent from Fervian.
No, it's no. It's a very sexist draft, then. I'm just saying. Both drafts only have one woman. Well, not even a woman. How do you call a creature that is not one female? Is that what you call the Winter Wyvern? Is it okay to call her a woman? Or that's
You're in
not
a
fair?
solo cast now.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to go back to my point with Weaver, okay? Because the 1225 here is quite big, not only for her, but also for the Razor. 100 attack speed for the Razor makes him a much more reliable carry. And even though he went for a very defensive build, he's going back to the Style Resistance carry build. Meanwhile, Weaver, the Shikuchi movement speed, fantastic at cancelling both Lina and the Wraith King, forcing you to use essentially Echo Slam or Lasso on her, which is much on it, which is much more difficult. I can't help myself.
He.
I can't. It's all in my mind.
Weaver's a he. It is written. It is in.
I'm sorry. It's just
the flavor
natural.
text.
When I'm thinking, I believe you. It's just difficult for me to adapt. Okay. Don't pronoun oppress me. Don't oppress my life.
Well, that's what you're doing to the Weaver. Disgraceful. Right, Boom ID. Let's go. It's time. You got Aegis on Fervy and Weaver. You know the Power Scout probably a little bit demoralized after the previous fight, so this really is the time to strike while the iron is hot. And they hold the high ground, the plateau that we've been talking about over the past couple of days. They will be able to shift themselves between top and mid lane, keep the waves pushed out and try to collapse on the mid tier 2, while we see the Dire side doing a very similar mirror movement, holding on for dear life to try and defend their objectives and towers, and hoping they don't get jumped on by any kind of backstab. Because they don't have any vision, Dire team, up to that northern part of the map. Very much is dark.
Oh, that lasso though is good. It can be used. You can't stop the lasso from being effective, even with a cold embrace. Okay, Wraithen though walked in confident that they were going to kill the Razor, and unfortunately Razor was a bit too tanky. They can still continue this though. The Razor or the Wraithen has the BKB, no damage though, and he has to be a bit careful. The Weaver won't just kill him again.
Yeah, he does have the mana cost talent as well.
Yeah, the mana burn. Yeah. The issue. Oh right, the Wraith.
I mean, Wraith King has the mana cost talent, so he's always going to get reincarnation off.
The issue with the Wraithing though, or with the Ags Wraithing, is that because of the Ags, you have to kind of stay alive for your teammates to die for it to have an effect, right? So you don't want to die first. In the options, they can kill you twice, which sometimes happens. You have to be less cocky as Wraithing. You have to reconsider your options. Whereas usually Wraithing instead of the Ags would have an item that either tanks him up or even gives him a bit more survive or a bit more damage or whatever. In this case, because of the Ags, you have to play not necessarily defensively, but with a bit more head, a bit more brain, and that makes Wraithing more difficult to play, honestly, especially against a Weaver.
I'm trying to figure out where this game goes from here. And both teams have such exceptional reach, jump, catch, nuke damage, but also sustained damage, you know, through the Razor, through the Wraith King, for example.
Polason, it cannot breathe here. Look at this. Oh, no, they just discovered.
I'll take your treatment.
Okay.
Gold is a great conductor.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So they have, yeah, they've got Gem on back.
Dire's bottom tower
So Vela's going to move around, D-ward the map as best he can. Also try and catch any glimpses of that Fervian Weaver. When they do move up towards this bottom high ground, it looks like Boom might just be thinking about committing for this as well.
Taking all the outer towers now, so you have a slight tower advantage where you can actually threaten mana creep so they do split pushing, whereas MYSG still doesn't have that option. And you have all the gold from the outer tower. Not like it matters that much at this point in the game though. We're actually seeing only a 1k difference between both teams at minute 35. We have the Assault Crash finished up on Wraithing. That's actually pretty big. I just realized Wraithing doesn't have buyback. Okay. I guess, nah, you're a Wraithing of all people. So, I'm agreeing with you, to be honest. I'm actually not entirely sure. Because both teams acknowledge that they're very similar lineups in the sense that they have a lot of catch and everything. The late game is actually quite even for both of them as well. So
again, it's one of these games that very much comes down to vision, the catch, whoever gets
who gets the jump. Like for example this. Okay, Weaver canceling the link. It's important, but Velo might need an ether lens at some point, man, because you cannot catch a Weaver any longer. He's forced to use that BKB. Static link comes at him. VT faded, and VT faded will lose all his damage.
And then what? Both teams poke, they prod, they look for the entry, they look for that weakness in the line. I guess the advantage does have to go to the Radiant team though, because they're the ones playing forward near that Dire base. They can fall back, reset their lanes, push out and farm the entire map. So now, Hammer Scout, Baron is TPing in towards mid. I would like to see them just smoke and move out. It looks like they will aim to D-ward first, potentially. They've just got no idea where the Radiant side is. Boom ID know that the Dire team are locked in their base, bunkered down in this kind of bottom portion of the map. They get free reign of the rest of the map. Aegis already being taken back. 2.5 minutes until that fast spawn. Pretty much what both teams are going to be angling towards yet again. Second Roshan, incredibly important.
Yeah, that Roshan might be the team fight scenario. And then still neither team has an advantage in the Roshan pit. You have the Winter's Curse and the Echo Slime. And even the last one to get a pick off. I guess if you are Miscal, you have a bit more chances or a bit better pick off potential with just because your Bat Rider exists. But we have not seen a successful lasso in quite a while. That's what I'm saying. You might want to pick up an Ether Lens on this Bat Rider just to increase the range and be able to lasso a bit more efficiently. Especially now that Weaver's reaching that level 25. Orchid on Weaver, actually. Interesting. That could be a Bloodthorn as well.
Oh, has he got it done?
What? The Orchid?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has it. Yeah, just not on him yet, but it's on the curve. Yeah.
Have fun, Lina.
Is it going to be used on the Lina, you think? So you need a Lotus Orb then.
And she's got Lincolns and Yules, but you've got decent ways of popping it.
And if you do use Yules, you're setting up for the Lesser Stun.
Yeah.
So it's a bit dangerous. I wouldn't mind seeing a Lotus Orb though, especially like Earthshaker has Blink Dagger and Shadow Blade. In Force Staff maybe, but I wouldn't mind seeing a Lotus Orb on him or even the Bat Rider.
Here comes that smoke. This is the move Winter and his boys need to pay off. Sets up for deep warding, sets up for Roshan control, allows them to take at least part of this map back. But look at Boom, all hiding in the trees. They feel this coming. They have observers watching, and they know by process of elimination that no one's defending this top lane, no one's come out to push, no one's showing on the observer ward, which finally gets dewarded by the Gem of Bat. But it's all too little too late. It comes to nothing.
It's gonna be this would be the game for the rest of the time. Like, there's not gonna be the constant non-stop action anymore. We're just gonna have a
wave pushing simulator.
Yep. I'm glad. I missed
until Roshan anyway. Until next Roshan.
Yeah, next Roshan will be the big team fight scenario.
But at that time, you're going to have Razor Satanic. Sand King will likely have his Ags completed. Bloodthorn nearly done on that Weaver. Even Lesh, Greaves fully completed, Gem in hand, and BKB being worked on. All of these kind of third wave items are arriving now. Not only for the Radiant, we're looking towards Dire at the same time with 4,000 net worth saved on the Wraith King. His BKB really not that far away.
It's surprising he's waited this long to get BKB, right? Against a Sand King and Lesh Shark, but I guess you're prioritizing other items. And on the Lina, by the way, I want to point out Refresher as our next item. Double Laguna Blade is what you're looking for. That should be enough to kill the Weaver. Okay. Earthshaker can be the False Promise you. Look at the Laguna Blade go!
Oh, that's
so
just
close!
Fisher saves the Oracle. Pelosin still false promised.
But he is gonna pop in the base. Okay, and Lina manages to make it away as well with the TP.
Velo and Feed did get Cute. The Wyvern dies.
It's so unfortunate that you lose your Earthshaker there. So we're seeing how powerful Laguna Blade is against Weaver, right? 2 Laguna Blade, Weaver's done.
Oh,
it's simple maths.
Super done.
It's simple maths. So, I like the Refresher build. I love the Refresher build, actually. You have the balls to get a Refresher on me. Or Ovaries.
And this doubles down even further on that who gets the jump first. If they can LSA the Weaver, who doesn't have a BKB, and a way to pop through the Lincolns with the Purifying Flames, nothing to say. Like
I wouldn't mind seeing a Bloodthorn on the Lina as well to get a way to pop that Lincolns easily.
Yeah.
Together with the Yules, obviously. Because the Yules defensive item, right? So Bloodthorn. And you don't mind getting that silence in the crit.
Just running out of slots, really.
Yeah, you are, but I guess at this point you have to kind of play around with the slots by, taking things in out. You can even forego the Ether Lens to some degree.
Time to sell Ether Lens.
In this build, Ether Lens is one of the most, is it like a very high value item, so it hurts to sell it. She's going for travels first, which makes sense. You want to complete that first. Do you don't even need to carry Refresher though. You just need to use it once, right?
You want the cooldown faster.
What do you mean you want the cooldown?
You can't backpack it.
The cooldown's still reduced. No?
Huh?
Does the cooldown not go down in the backpack?
Do you mean it's longer? Lasso catches, Sand King. Oh my god, that Laguna Blade. See ya. Oracle's being hunted in the back and taken out by the Weaver. A good Winter's Curse, but there's the Echo. Can they follow through? A Refresher Orb, Lina. Not going to be able to find the Weaver on the way out. Buybacks galore. Sand King and Wyvern both
Nice feed.
turn to the battlefield.
Okay. Well,
Again, dire advantage.
yeah, but
They're showing off that refresher orb in style.
it's not that much. You know, you stop a Sand King, yes, but they're just gonna go for Roshan. This is a really risky Roshan, and they're not up against Necrostorm, so I guess that's why they're using this. They acknowledge that they have the advantage. The lasso, nope, nothing is up right now. Nothing is up right now. So Roshan will fall in the end to Boom ID. In goes Wraithing, Conflict, trying to take that Roshan away from them. But he doesn't come out of the Roshan pit in time, which means they're able to right-click it to death. And now this could be pretty bad. They cancel Lincoln's Alina. They're going for the Wraithing though. Need a way to stop him, but unfortunately Razor just doesn't have that. Instead going for Winter, a much easier target. He should probably false promise himself.
To live with the unstable current.
There it is. False promised up.
Weaver gets Aegis. The cheese is being held over on the Winter Wyvern. An amazing swing of events again as a team fight won by the Dire team, showing off that refresher orb, getting some great pickoffs and initiations. You still lose out on the big objective. Boom ID strike to that pit very quickly with those buybacks. You know, immediately they knew that team fight being held near the Dire tier 2 mid lane. As soon as they buy back, they shift straight towards the shrine into the pit. They know exactly what they want to accomplish.
Now we'll see if this sort of gank will work for Mescal, because they are trying to take the 2 plateaus, as you can see. First of all, dominate here in case the enemy team wants to aggress you. I hate that this happens when you do it on the map.
Oh,
And they're going to find a valuable target on the low shot. Wow, Lacuna Blade. Who cares about your cold embrace?
ya.
What do you mean?
Only you see the squiggly lines.
Only I see quickly? Oh, nobody else does?
Yeah.
But they're seeing my camera,
Yeah.
so I guess it's a mute point.
That sucks.
That does.
Whereas if I draw, I see the squiggly lines, but you see only
Why is that the case? That's crazy.
Dota 2 being in beta for 6 years, you know? Normal.
They used to tell me in college, like, when you create bad code, you'll lose your job. And then I see Dota 2, and I go,
Yikes.
who cares? Can't lose my job, and I don't have a job to begin with. Alright, Travel's going to be the next item on Lena. It should be finished now.
She's got 4,000 gold, but still can't buy travels. If she wants to keep the buyback. Expensive, 45 minutes in.
It is very...
Spending 2,000 gold to buy back. I think both teams running out of smokes and running out of vision as well. With these gems flying around, very difficult to keep ward coverage up.
Look at Batter's build. He's actually going for an Octarine core. Jesus, just to...
Did he go for the CDR? Oh, he's not level 25 yet.
No, you not go for the
Not CDR, but the seconds of Firefly.
I think that's what you always...
Yeah, you usually go for it.
Actually... So... You just reduce the flame break to like 0.1 in this case, or nothing at all?
It'll be like a 2-second cooldown or something.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That doesn't...
Lane pushing time. Woohoo! Oh, Weaver. Woohoo! Into the sentry he'll go. Skitter on back away. Velo gets top lane shoved. Skelly bros are helping. Catapults are coming. But it looks like from this high ground position with the double ramps, they're going to play off mid and bottom lane, get themselves up onto the high ground, take a tier 3. Look at this. The barracks.
Nullifier on the Razor. So that's gonna... Okay. That helps you quite a lot, actually. Stopping... You know, you can even use it on the Lena to stop the refresher from coming out. Obviously, you want to stop the BKB on the Wraith thing, but... since you can't... You can only kill him once, and then he'll have the Nullifier effect off. It's gonna be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing a blink on a Razor, but you're out of slots. Like, the slots are starting to become a problem in this game because it's 50 minutes in. How long do you think this game is gonna go? Do you want to take a bet?
Either 3 minutes or 33 minutes.
Yeah?
Or somewhere in between.
Radiant's top tower
How long is a piece of
under
string?
attack.
How long is a piece of string?
Yeah.
depending on what the piece of string is.
Exactly.
It's not the same.
That is exactly the same as the question you just asked me. There's so many things can happen.
So many things. I agree, but I just want you to get off the fence. I want you to.
I'm not on the fence.
You're on the
I've described and explained my position.
Fence is
it
so
depends
high.
on who has vision, who gets the jump, who gets the catch. If you can really grab the Weaver and blow him up with double Laguna Blade.
Prediction. I want the bold prediction of someone who would call themselves a true analyst and an oracle.
I mean, the Radiant team have Aegis. They have the advantage. I don't think this needs spelling out. We've seen the Radiant team press forward for the past like 30 minutes.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to.
The Dire team have been defending for 30 minutes.
I mean, you say defending, pseudo-defending, right? Because they haven't. It's not like they've actually threatened the racks too much. Look at those tier 3s.
No, but they've been fighting around their shrines trying to defend their high ground.
No, I understand what you mean. They've been playing in a defensive position, but they have not reached the high ground at any point. Boom IT has still struggled with doing that. Because they've been doing a really good creep cutting, and this is something we haven't mentioned yet, which is the Bad Rider and his travel boots have been fantastic at stopping those creeps. He has the Firefly duration now. With the Octarine Core, it means much more Firefly. In fact, it's almost perpetual Firefly, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I think it's like 2 seconds of non-Firefly. So you're constantly flying, which is easy then to push out the lanes. Lean is also fantastic at pushing out the lanes, and Lean is so close to level 25, which means even more Dragon Slave. By the way, this Wraith King Axe, which we are so excited about, has done nothing.
It has done absolutely
nothing.
I'm really sad. I wanted it to be amazing. I wanted it to just win the game for them.
If only there was a reason why no other players pick it up. I'd see the point of this Wraith King Axe this game. It's going to work in the late game, though, when you have these massive team fights where everyone buys back. If you buy back, does your ghost disappears, right? Oh, because you're not dead yet. You can't buy back. That's true. You're not dead yet. Okay, right. Okay. So could the Wraith King Axe potentially screw you?
How?
In the late game? I mean, like, if they split push you in the Lesh and you want to die?
Sure. Yes.
I'm running out of things to talk about. So I'm just thinking of potential possibilities.
Yes, it could screw you for like 7 seconds.
Great. Thank you. Those are the kind of things I invite you for, Karen.
You are correct. They've given up on spamming chat wheel as well, which is really disappointing me.
I mean, I think they're just very concentrated, partially tired. We should mention that MYSG's been playing. This is the second best of 3 they play. They go to the third game.
Yeah.
Like,
this is their 6th game of the day, with a best of 5 potentially coming up straight after.
MYSG, I feel for you, man. I am sorry that you have to do this.
And it's not as though this game is short either. 50 minutes in, we're getting long.
No, this game is definitely not short. That's been the point. Oh, the Axe
burrow.
Okay, Axe actually works against you if you burrow that far in. Look at this. Sank and go. You'll Scepter up. Can he get away? No, the Firefly will start the blink. There's the double Laguna yet again. Working nicely. And Feety Faded manages to stop Ketsky, but he's slowly losing that damage. The Cold Embrace will not help him too much, but Lena has a level 25. Constant Dragon Slave is coming out. They can't cancel that TP.
Okay, I take back what I say. It's not about who has the vision and who gets the jump first. It's who has the vision and who gets the jump on an enemy hero first. You can't burst like
can't burst like in the middle of
4 heroes and expect things to go well for you. I'm actually not sure what happened there. I don't know if he misclicked or something, because there was no one nearby. Like, he was literally threading the needle between like 4 heroes.
He didn't have vision, was there? No? I don't
know if Creeps gave vision up there. Or, I don't know if he was.
I want to think that he just
expecting the 2 heroes to move from left to right and was trying to line up a 2-man burrow strike and literally just clipped between them. It was awkward.
I thought he just guessed that, and that's why he did that. I'm not sure.
And he didn't have buyback either. He does now. He doesn't have money for it anymore. What did he buy?
What, the Psychic?
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Is the Axe what he bought?
No, he had Axe before.
So Pipe, maybe?
I don't know.
It's
when you hover over buyback and it says cooldown. It doesn't show you how much money he's missing.
It does. It says 258.
Now, yes, but when it's on cooldown, it doesn't. On the board.
Oh, okay.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Like it.
Okay, I see what
shows preference to cooldown over cost. Well, this has been a swing of events, hasn't it? Suddenly, Dire Team are locked in on high ground. Sanking's dead for 25. Lifetrack might need to buy back for this. Winter's Curse is ready. Lincoln Sphere popped onto the Wraith King.
No, but the Razor is a good, steadfast defender.
They've got Blink Lasso.
They're going to try again. The Blink Lasso. Flame break him away. For now, they're not committing it. Nikoto has cheese anyway, so it's not... Like, you have to kill him. Why did you say that Blink Lasso?
And Winter's Curse behind them.
I mean, they catch the Shrine here in the top lane. So this is... I mean, this Shrine used to be important because Roshan... I guess it still gives you It still gives you Roshan nomination, right?
Yeah. But next Roshan. We're going to be 20 Roshans deep by the time this game ends.
Nah. I'm making a bold prediction. It'll take 10 minutes to finish this game. Mark my words, Gary.
Oh, double damage Rune Weaver might help. Lincoln's pop dragged back into the Lina Echo Slam there, and Weaver's gone.
That helped so much. The double damage of Weaver. Double damage did to help. Then FPZ, the target, Velo. And Force Staff. Actually, they should be able to catch him. Firefly is perpetual right now. You also have to be used by the Sankin.
Dominating.
Was he trying to Yols into Blink?
He wanted to escape.
So Yols into Blink?
Didn't have a choice. He was dead regardless. That Firefly screwed him over pretty hard. And Boom ID, slipping. That Aegis cheese didn't really get them anything on the map. Cheese still in the pockets of Mikoto, of course. But Weaver, we see how quickly he just evaporates. If he gets echoed up by Pelosin, and they've got the chain stuns and damage to come through from the rest. And again, high ground time. Wraith King on the bottom lane. They've got two sides pushing in onto tier 3s.
Okay, they're gonna take the tower down now. Close. Nope. No cigar. They actually deny it. No. There was a catapult that took it down. Okay. Catapult pushing more than Miscal as a whole. And now with a Nolo, that was a Bloodthorn just up this Earthshake with the Fusel Blade as well. And this is the problem you have as Weaver when you come to the late game, right? When you're saying it's all about who catches who and the vision and everything, Weaver is just melting, you know? Whereas if you catch a Wraith King, there is a chance the Wraith King might survive, not only because of Reincarnation, but just because he's a tanky boy. The Weaver doesn't have that chance. And you have a build that is so cheesy as double Laguna Blade that is legitimately countering your Weaver pretty hard.
You have it on the same side, on the other side as well, right? Razor is like the Wraith King equivalent, Lina is like the Weaver equivalent. If you're able to jump...
But Lina doesn't have to be in the middle of the...
Well, neither does Weaver.
Well, jump on the Razor, and apparently Razor is not as tanky as we thought either.
Boom ID are absolutely crumbling. These are kills they cannot afford to give away. Weaver wasn't nearby. Sanking and Lesh are back in the base. They just got two heroes.
That's Roshan for free.
In towards that mid lane alone.
Do you give the fish art to Lina for a triple Laguna?
Sure. Why the hell not? I don't know. Blink, double Echo is always super nice. Double Reincarnation, double BKB, not too bad on the Wraith King. They've got some real good options here. And Lina doesn't really have the slots to take Refresher, Shard, and one of the Cheese or Aegis. Slots have been filled. Weaver, what's he up to? Scouting, looking, seeing if he can find anyone around that Roshan area, but he might get jumped now. There it is, perfect initiation. And blown up, maybe another one. Oh, dearie me, FBZ's walked it to death himself. They're chasing onto Razor now. BKB is ready.
Jesus, I think that's GG. I mean, you just wrote good game, and I don't think you're far off. I mean, you're gonna go for Roshan now just to assure this.
He's got no buyback for 6 minutes.
I mean, he's dead for 2 essentially.
That's Velo 3 times in a row though. Blink, and pop the Linkens with Force Staff, get the lasso, drag him back into the Laguna Blades. Weaver shredded.
And you know, it's also Velo without buyback because he didn't save up for it either. A second time as well, and I actually can't figure. Is it Travel that he bought last? Mikoto. Okay, there's the BKB. You, Satanic as well. Faded. Where are you going, man?
Forward.
Just walking away.
He has no reverse gear. He moves forward and forward only.
He was moonwalking there, awkward. And now they're going to take the tower here in the middle lane. Rax will fall as well. And it just seems like the melee Rax are an easy win.
They can swap as well.
You can just go to your 4s, honestly. They just were aware the Velo hadn't saved for buyback. They would go for tier 4s here.
Megas is the easier way out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Shift up the top lane if they really want to. 2 full sides demolished here. By the Winter Stack, and they've got the Razor.
That's no buyback on this Razor. Winter's Curse gives him a bit more time. Mikoto needs to get away.
He's got Satanic.
Can they save? Can they kill him in time? Echo Slam in the Laguna Blades. Too much damage. Razor's gone. That should be GG. And I think Miscal is going to do it. You're going to get your dream gear if they are going to fight Fnatic.
It's been a long time coming. They've had lots of games to get themselves through.
They're going to be so tired.
With a 40k net worth Wraith King, 38k 2K on the Lina.
Is
And a
this
33,000 lead, taking every single side of barracks.
MYSG has rights. They don't deserve to play 11 games in a day.
Just watch the comeback now. Boom ID, it's time. Turn this into an 80-minute game.
Yeah, just come back without your Reaver, without your Razor. Look at that. Tier 4 will fall. And they'll go for the second one as well. Fervian. Ah, there they go with the epicenter. Is the comeback going to happen? And nothing to say. Seems to... not in a pickle anymore. You'll have to help him out. The Axe next to him as well, so he can still be useful even after death. Lina realizes this. They fall from him a bit too late. Unfortunately, they false promise the ghost.
Wait, is that...
Yeah, it works.
No, it doesn't.
What do you mean?
It doesn't keep her alive.
No.
It doesn't work.
But you false promise the ghost. Like, they didn't false promise the Lina, they false promise the ghost.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything.
No.
You can't say it works. It doesn't work.
As in, you can use it. How would it possibly work, Garrett?
Well, like, if you false promise the ghost, because you're technically not dead yet, right? So if you false promise the ghost and you come back alive, that would be it working.
Oh, Jesus, no. Okay, sorry. I presume that you were above 1K.
Of course it doesn't work.
I'm so sorry.
My Divine 6 brain
Gee.
is just assuming that
You might be Divine 6 body, but it's clearly a heralded brain.
the boom comeback, dude, it's happening. They've got Roshan. Just believe they've got Roshan.
No, we never know. Fellow does cancel out Link in. Gets the lasso with the Laguna Blade. Goodbye, Sanking. And are they going further? Velo doesn't have the second lasso because they don't have a refresher, but they can still come execute. No.
If they catch literally anyone here, they win the game.
Jokem is going to be caught because he's out of mana. He's walking around like disco code. No! He's going to be... No, he's fine.
Blink, blink, blink.
Nah, there's no blinking for this Earthshaker. He's jumping on.
Dire team has so many blinks.
There's so many blinks, and now an Earthshaker with Ags as well. That's 2 dead for 120 seconds for the Leshrac. Similar with the Weaver.
You know what's cool in GG? Boom! It's coming soon.
Jesus Christ.
Sand King's trapped in a myriad of stuns. Nothing to say. Has double Laguna in 10 seconds. They'll jump on a burst strike away from danger because it stands his ground. Razor has nowhere to run toward these enemy heroes, so he has to bail back to Fountain.
Lasso grabs the... Oh, double Laguna again. Canceling 2 heroes, and now it does seem like the GG will be called. There it is. Fervian admits it, and the sportsmanship with a good luck next. What a nice man.
Now it's best of 5 time.
Boom ID out of this tournament. As many of you know, the old that are still in the playoffs will be, unfortunately, going home crying. But MYSG, straight from the open qualifiers, the Cinderella story of these SCA regionals. They are only potentially 3 matches away from being the next Epicenter major qualified team from the SCA region.
If